The third verse. The third verse.
It's all happened. Lost my voice.
Hip hop. The hell is that? Hip hop.
Oh
What the hell
gosh.
you was doing?
I got this whole new setup, and now I'm like, you know how like you do everything with your right side, you try to do it with your left side, but it's not functioning. And then it's 7 in the morning, and then all of a sudden, it's all happening. Third verse morning show. I'm
Wake
Justin
your
Hunte.
ass. I am Stat Quo, the status. Wake your ass, wake your ass, wake your ass up.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, all. I hope y'all had an amazing time sleeping last night. You know what I mean? Got your rest in. You're fully ready to appreciate other perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Other people's values, other people's way of seeing things. You know what I mean? Welcome all. Welcome to the show. Third verse morning show. You know what I mean? As you guys matriculate into here.
It's all happening. All right. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing in the chat? Thank you to everybody who tuned in to Culture United last night. That was we broke a record. We broke a record last night. That was the longest Culture United. We were officially over 6 hours last night.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I just we spoke earlier this morning, but I called you like, yo, where are you? I'm like, you was popping in and out of there straight Spider-Man style. You know
Oh,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Multitasking. That's how it goes.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes. Man, how was your day?
It was
Missed you
good,
yesterday on
man.
the show.
Well, I guess we could start off there. The reason I wasn't on the show is like I said, I have a very really good relationship with Top, and Reason is no longer with TDE, and I know how I am and how I talk. I wouldn't want to ever say anything because I really respect Reason's talent. I think he's an amazing MC, but I wouldn't want to say anything on that platform that would make him be offended. Because as a person that was signed to a very powerful label that kind of handled it wrong, I probably would have told him that and he might have gotten offended. And I think that's more of a conversation because I don't know him like that. That's more of a conversation that should be had like not on that platform because I'm not gonna sit there up there with him and then that comes up and then you ask me my opinion. I'll be like, man, that wasn't smart. You know what I'm saying? So that might have would have been embarrassing to him. You know what I'm saying? So it was better that I just like fell back and in the audience and then give him that opportunity to be on that platform and to promote everything that he's doing because his talent was never a thing. You know, it's never been a question about his talent. I think not to be long winded, artists believe that because you're talented, it means that you're going to be huge in the space. That if you look at even in basketball, Michael Beasley, he's a very talented basketball player. Plays better than a lot of people in the NBA, but his career didn't really pan out because he couldn't operate within the systems and the confines of the basketball business. And that's kind of like how it is in entertainment. Talent does not mean talent does not mean you're gonna blow up in music. It's a lot that goes along with it. And so the first thing we want to do as artists, blame the label.
It's convenient.
Yeah, and it's bigger than the label. Labels facilitate heat. So which means you have to generate your own heat and then the labels facilitate it to make sure that it's spread out and covered correctly. But they can't make people love you. They can present you to people. It's like with third verse, right? If it was just as simple as hitting a button and we be the biggest podcast, that's not how it works. What we have to do is gain popularity, build community with our fans here, and then through our people evangelizing like, yo, you should check this out, do this. We grow naturally. That shit takes time. But a label can't just be like, oh, yo, you next. And that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? And Top has gotten it right more than probably anyone in music history, unless you're talking about like Barry Gordy and these guys or something like that, you know.
Right.
But even him, he can't predict or make like, oh yeah, you gonna blow next. You know, let's take Ray Vaughn, an incredible MC. Ray Vaughn's dope as ever, but we can all agree that Ray Vaughn has not like blew. You know what I'm saying? They put the full resources of that label behind Ray Vaughn. You know what I mean? But it's really the people that make the choice. You know, Ray Vaughn got the same support that Doechii got. It wasn't no difference. Just people attached themselves to it. It was just more people attached to it. Not to say Ray Vaughn won't have his moment, because I truly believe he will, and he's doing everything that he should be doing to have that moment. But it just hasn't happened yet. Everybody's shit comes in time. And I think Reason, had Reason been a little bit more reasonable, um, and kind of thought about it, but it would have been different for him long term. But I understand, because I was there as an artist and I know that frustration. So that was why I wasn't on the show. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that was forthright. That was honest. People appreciate that. People appreciate honesty. You know, I think. Well, he played a new joint last night, which is really dope. I like his project a lot. I've always liked Reason's projects. I actually met Reason. I knew Reason before he signed to TDE, because he used to work out of a studio that was right next to Hip Hop DX's office. So I saw him a lot of time. I saw him quite a bit. But he sounded good. He sounded like he was in a good place. He said he was happy about it. What do you remember? Do you remember how he got out of his contract?
I don't know anything about it. I think it was. I think somebody said something with the battle or whatever. I think he started talking, and that's just never gonna work. It's a very one thing that PG Lang has adapted from TDE. Very tight knit group. You know, very tight lipped. You're not saying things. You're not like, you know, you're not taking conversations to the internet. You know, PG Lang it's kind of like how we, as that came up under Dre. I was having this conversation with Adam. Like, we all adapted that formula of how he moves, and I think PG Lang kind of adapted that from Top. Very like shut down, closed. You know what I'm saying? So once you, as a person that is not necessarily, as Will I Am said on the Third Verse podcast, keeping the lights on, start talking out of turn in the middle of something that could affect the overall business long term, we got to go ahead and get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let you go on about your way. Because think about this: what people don't talk about is, what if Drake won that battle? What if Drake won the battle? That would have affected everything that was attached to Kendrick Lamar negatively.
Wow.
PG Lang, Baby King, TDE, SZA, everybody on TDE, SZA, Schoolboy Q, J Rock, Sir, everybody that's on that label. If Drake would have won that battle, it would have affected all of them negatively. We only talk about what happened, but what if that happened? So, you know, Top wasn't in a position where he could be playing around with somebody going rogue. I don't know. I didn't talk to Top about that. That's just me looking at the tea leaves of what was happening. I'm like, oh, okay. He said something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work. I didn't talk to Top about that. I just know the system. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tough situation. You know, I mean, I really appreciate how you described that, because I think you're probably one of the few people who really on the planet can understand, or at least commiserate with what Reason was going through. You know what I mean? Like, he was there for a long time, really wanted to put his project out. You were on Shady Aftermath for a long time in the same situation. What's something that people who've never been in that situation that might not understand about the emotions that are attached to that situation?
Well, this is how people can relate. Just think about relationships that you've had where you look back on your life, you're like, damn, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? In the moment of that situation, you're not looking or thinking about the things that you did. You're only thinking about the things that were done to you. You know, it was one time I was thinking, I was like 31. I was just thinking about all my like past dealings with women, all going back to like middle school. And I was like, yeah, man, it was all their fault. And I was like, yo, no, it wasn't. It wasn't all their fault. It was I had something to do with it. Then I started looking at all the different situations and what was happening in them. I'm like, damn, I got to take some accountability. So, and when you're inside of anything, especially as an artist, Reason for some reason didn't look at himself. All he could see is what they weren't doing instead of what he could have done more to be bigger than what he was. Because okay, let's take Ab-Soul, right?
Okay.
Who is from Carson just like him. First of all, for them to even sign another Carson MC shows you the talent level the talent that Reason has, and then it also shows you the the security as an MC that Ab-Soul has. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when Shady signed Bobby Creekwater, I had a conversation with Bobby, like, man, I felt the way at the time. Like, how you gonna sign somebody else from Atlanta? You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I felt a way.
Yeah.
So that tell you about how confident Ab-Soul is and who he is as an MC, and how great Reason was as an MC to even get that opportunity, because that puts a label at odds. That's something that we have to deal with because of artists and how we feel about ourselves. So when you talk about Reason being in that situation, he's watching people come out. He's watching certain things with their projects come out. He's watching rollouts. He's sitting over here. He's got this great music. He's playing it for all these people, and it's not out. He's feeling away.
Yeah.
But what he should have been like, well, Zachariah ain't out. Zach, the white singer, he ain't out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody Top is methodical about how he moves his shit. Isaiah Rashad, he ain't dropped a project in 5 years. It's about to come out this week. And probably one of the most talented dudes on the microphone. You know what I mean? But they're very methodical how they move. They don't move when um, they're told. They move when they're supposed to move. They check everything else that's going on around it. They set everything up properly, and that's why Top has had the success that he's had. You know what I mean? It was I could say this. I'll say this exclusively on the third verse. When Kendrick departed to do his thing with PG Lang, and God bless him for doing his thing, there was a lot of people that doubted Top and Punch and what they were going to be doing after the fact. It's still love, but it was like, oh, Kendrick was the flagship and carrying the label. But in that time, man, SZA has become, you could say, arguably on the level, maybe not bigger than Kendrick, but right there with him in popularity. So her popularity has grown. And Doechii is another monster artist that has been introduced. And all around there, you see Sir and all these other artists building and getting bigger. Now they got, um, Trap out of South Carolina. They just signed him, expanding that, and they dropping Isaiah Rashad. So the label has actually grown since Kendrick's departure. Where I hope Top don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but a lot of people thought Top was done, man. A lot of people thought Top Dog was finished when Kendrick left TDE, and to see what he has done is amazing. But as an artist like Reason, he not thinking about that shit. All he can think about is himself. It takes a certain type of narcissism to be a artist, period. So he's not thinking about all that shit. He's like, why am I not getting that? They not pushing my shit like they doing this or not doing that. It's only so much people can do for you. You got to make the records. If you don't make the records that people fuck with, what else? What is there? It's just in the cards for some people, dog. I can't explain it. I can't. I don't know. Some people got it and some people don't got it. And I don't know the reason why Reason wasn't bigger, but because I personally loved him. I remember when Top first did the deal, I called him like, yo, that dude is nice. And he's still nice. Can rap his ass off. That one of the dopest MCs. But I mean, what is that though? If I knew that answer, then I probably wouldn't be on the third verse. I'd be somewhere in the stadium performing. I would have told myself, shit, I know how you feel. I was with the biggest label in the world. You know what I'm saying? That we was selling. I remember 50 Cent telling me we could sell blank CDs, and I used to be like, man, when they gonna sell my blank?
Wait,
CDs?
what did he tell you?
He was like, it was a session with 50.
No, how'd he say?
He said, oh, listen, we can sell blank CDs. We was at Chalice Studio. He had a session with Mary J. Blige. I'm just over there talking to him. You know what I mean? He said, man, listen, the biggest in the world, man. We can sell blank CDs. Don't matter what we put out there, man. He gonna buy that shit, man. Shady Aftermath. That G you the nigga. That nigga. Hey, listen, man. 50 Cent is one of the smartest men to walk the planet Earth. Okay? I'm gonna tell y'all that now. He's a very smart guy, man. Very smart, very calculated. And when he told me that, the only thing I can think about is the time when they gonna sell my blank CD. I was so obsessed on trying to get my project out. I just had lost all objectivity and wasn't even thinking about anything. And I thought if I get a picture with Dre and Eminem together and we put it on we put it out, people gonna be like, "Yo, who's that?" But no, that's not how it works.
How would you compare Aftermath, Shady Aftermath to Top Dog? Do you see similarities? Do you see differences between the two?
I mean, I think I would say that Shady Aftermath is it bigger? They kind of close. It's. I mean, Eminem is technically shady, and Dre, all his stuff come out on Aftermath, and then you have Kendrick, so that's like three because Aftermath. So then you got. I think I would say you know why I say Shady Aftermath is bigger because what has happened post rap. Joe Budden is a product of Shady, whether he want to say it or not. He had a career before, but the tail end of his career and going into his potting career was from Shady. And a lot of the conversations early on was those experiences. And so then you have Benny the Butcher and all these guys that are still here. You know what I mean? I don't think Shady Aftermath ever had a scissor. So it's definitely some conversations to be had, like when you talking about it's kind of crazy. But Eminem by itself, dog, is ridiculous, dog. I mean, we just talking about numbers.
Let us know in the chat what do you think about a comparison between Shady Aftermath and TDE, PG Lang universe. I'm going to come back to that Joe Budden is a product of Shady Aftermath. I'm not sure if you talked about this. Did you ever think about or want to join Slaughterhouse? Was that ever something in your mind?
I absolutely did. And they said it. They absolutely said that I could have been a member. I used to listen to them dudes, man, like, and how they would just go crazy. And what I would think about is how to be in that room and being pushed because you know everybody was nice. So you couldn't even play around. It wasn't only, and you couldn't take no bars off. Them dudes was incredible. But the personalities just didn't mesh. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of experiences of being around Joe, right? But if you look at the podcast and how he is, he's a star. So stars in general are very hard to like get along with. He was always a star of that group. I'm not saying he's a better rapper, but like a star personality and how he might was conducting himself or whatever. So I think a lot of it was a clash of personalities, but as far as MCs and like swordsmen, dog, they were craftsmen, man. So it was like I used to listen to that shit like, damn, I want to get in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no South, dude. In the South got something to say, bro. I can get my shit on, bro. Let me get in there. Let's see, I said real quick and get my shit on real quick. Yes, that me, huh? You know what I mean? Let me get a little feature big, y'all. Yes, sir. Let me tell you about this A-time. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that A and up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely wanted to do it. And then I always, man, nothing better than getting compliments from your peers, you know. I told this story on Third Verse Tuesday about talking to Michael Jackson. Ab Lava got in the comments and he said something. I'm like, man, and I commented back like one of the greatest to ever touch a microphone, right? He said, man, likewise, what you talking about? You know what I mean? I remember talking to Jay Electronica. I'm like, man, he's like, man, it's so I'm honored to be speaking to a fellow swordsman. You know what I mean? Like, them type of compliments. And Joe one day said something really nice about me and my skill set. And I have so much respect. And then like Royce and these guys, I really feel like these are true true artists, like in every sense of the word. When I say that artistry is with the pen, though, like just so nice, and what they're able to do with words and manipulate words. And somebody to say that about me, I think that's really, when I look back at my career, the fact that when I have conversations with guys that have mastered the art of language and written word, when they give me my props, and the conversations that I've had with Dot before, about rapping and him saying yo da da da, and like I'm honored to have those type of compliments sit with me well and make me really feel better about maybe not reaching that pinnacle of my career with Shady Aftermath, because that shit, everybody look at, oh, he ain't put no album out, but I got there. You know what I'm saying? I got there. I was bussing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want like I wasn't bussing. I'm just not, as a rapper, it's just not so interesting. Though. I got a black t-shirt on, ball cap, you know what I mean? Now, as a personality, it works. As an executive, it works. As a manager, it works. Other aspects of that shit come out. I couldn't make it translate as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
I was I've had two cousins get drafted to the NBA. I had a cousin, my cousin Curtis Blair. He played at Richmond in like the late '80s, early '90s. He got drafted in the second round. And then another cousin, Lewis Bullock. He played at Michigan.
I heard of Lewis Bullock.
Yeah, he got drafted, I think, second round. He played in Europe for a while. And my cousin Curtis, and he's a ref now. So he refs NCAA, the tournament, things like that. How difficult it is even to get drafted. Like, these guys are incredible players, world-class players. Top flight, top tier everywhere they ever balled, everywhere they ever hooped. And still, like, just to get to the NBA, just the skills gap between the worst player in the NBA and whatever you see at LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, wherever you're running. I don't even think the average mind can really comprehend it if you haven't actually played basketball, No,
I'm gonna bring it all the way home for you. Right now, everybody got a laptop, an iPhone, an iPad. All these applications that we use, they're public to everybody. Anybody can get set up their phone and get some headphones and sit around and talk. Everybody can do it. It's a reason why certain people do it and they go to that next level. Whatever the reason is, you know what I'm saying? It's some people that be like, oh, I don't like what Stat have to say. He bothers me in the worst way. I feel that. But do understand that most people that are successful doing this, you hate what they have to say. You hate their takes. You can't stand them. Because I hear every day, I hate Stephen A. Smith. I can't stand him. I did the No Jumper interview with Adam 22. All my people's like, don't go on there. I hate Adam. I mean, the guy been doing content for over damn near 20 years. You know what I'm saying? He's still here. He's one of the top guys. I hate DJ Vlad. I can't stand him. I hate academics. I hate Charleston White. I hate WAG 100. I hate Justin Drake's tape. I can't stand Justin. He's an OVO hater. I hate Stat. I can't stand him. Yeah.
They made a graphic for me yesterday.
Exactly. All that shit is polarizing. All that shit is the reason why these people become what they are. Because hate ain't nothing but love backwards. It's the same word. If you really don't want to, I've said it. You want to get rid of Stephen A. Smith? Stop watching First Take. Stop looking at his clips when they come across your shit. Don't look at nothing. If you really hate Drake, stop listening to Drake's music. But you're not gonna do that because you gotta listen to it. You gotta see, man, this Iceman gonna be trash. I'm gonna listen to it. It's gonna be whack, and you gonna listen to it, and you gonna think it's whack anyway. But you don't understand. By you listening to it, it helps him. He makes more money by you even listening to it. You are helping the problem. You're helping.
The show must go on.
Absolutely. And I love that you're listening to it. I love it. Every time Drake drop, I'm listening. Every time Kendrick drop, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening to every time Kanye drop, I'm listening. I'm listening to all this shit. because all of it helps me and it helps Justin. And it helps the third verse. Yes.
It's all you look. I mean, it's. I legit. Oh my gosh, I'm stuttering from last night. I legitimately think that it's tough to be in certain industries and not participate in what the main thing is. Like, I don't see how you could work in the NFL and not care about the Super Bowl. I just don't get it. You know, but I don't have no judgment, and I understand certain circumstances are extenuating, right? So I'm not coming from a place where I don't see what other people's priorities are, you know. But
No,
this is a crazy story, and I want to see how it ends.
I can't stand LeBron. But you'll go on your social media and tell everybody that follows you, your 100 people, how much you can't stand LeBron. Don't you understand you're publicizing LeBron? Don't you understand that you're pushing someone to be like, hey, let me check him out? It's like the girl who tells the other girl, don't mess with him, girl. He ain't nothing. He gonna do this, he gonna do that. All that do is make the girl want to mess with him more. It's the curiosity of being a human being. People forget we're humans. We're humans. You had to think, guys. You got to think. Think, huh? Think.
We got that morning show energy. Big shout out to everyone that's tapped in the Third Verse morning show. Good morning to you. We have a packed show today. We have a clip from Stat's conversation with No Jumper, where he explains how he faced a 20-year Fed charge. Crazy story. We're going to get to that. We've got Steve Stoute talking about Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith got upset. Stephen A. Smith actually addressed that. We got that coming up today on today's show. We got a whole bunch of awesome people in the chat. I see K-Wait for real. I see Ty Cutter. I see Mr. Red. I see Just Gwen. I see a bunch of people in here, so thank you all for joining. We're definitely going to have some super chat raps, courtesy of the one and only Stat Quo in here today. But I think we have to start with something significant because today is actually a very significant day on the calendar. And this one comes from Mr. Reed. Happy Euphoria Day, Third Verse. Stat, let me get my freestyle, homeboy. Sending peace and love from East Atlanta. Justin, y'all were on fire last night. Appreciate you, Mr. Reed.
I don't know what, Mr. Reed?
M. Reed, one of the two. M. Reed?
So
Still got M. Reed.
Godspeed with M. Reed. Godspeed is M. Reed. All on your feet, doing what he got to do to succeed. You breathe, you lead. My boy M. Reed, indeed. And you know, we can get like that. We intrigued by M. Reed. All on your feet. You know, my boy M. Reed. You know, it's a hospital it's a college in Atlanta called Emory.
It's a really good school. It's a phenomenal school.
Scooter Braun, he either went to Emory or the college across the street. I always get this messed up. I've been knowing Scooter a very long time, back when he was down there. He was doing little parties on campus and shit, lying about all the people he knew. That guy manifested his whole life, because back when I met him, he used to lie about knowing everybody. Then he actually started knowing everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the last time I went over to his house, it was so crazy. I'm sitting there waiting. He's on the phone with Obama or Michelle, one of them. He just talking to all. I'm just like, damn, this dude really did it. You know what I'm saying? He really did it, man. Shout out to Scooter Braun, man.
Word up.
Shout out to Scooter. I know a lot of people hate Scooter. I think the Swifties, they can't stand him. Bieber, them, all them, the Biebers. He believed in that kid though, man. And we wouldn't know who Bieber was without Scooter for sure.
Well,
I remember when he signed him.
But this is now the 2-year anniversary of Kendrick Lamar dropping Euphoria. Where were you when you heard that song, Stat?
I was in my house. Is that the one with the
That's the one.
sample in the front?
That's the one where you said you'd want to model your career after.
Yes, when I heard that, and I'm like, this is dope, but it's a little complicated. It's a little complex, as you know, but it's dope. I was like, he getting off. And then just slowly the groundswell of me watching different people react to it and watching people actually learn those lyrics, it really inspired me. It's like I told you, it's one of the first times where I was like, damn, I think I'm a little jealous. Like, I wanted people to listen to my shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because in the beginning of my career, I rapped a lot simpler than I did at the tail end. When I started getting into I started really trying to be poetic. So I was on some lyricist shit, but I was just like, damn, this dude is rapping. He got quadruple entendres in here. and people are really sitting down dissecting it. And I was like, that's a special gift. You don't get too many people that sit and dissect that type of rap. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? He's phenomenal, man. So proud of him.
Now, I can actually pull this up. This was my initial reaction to, I actually showed this last night at the very end of the third verse. Because I had just finished a video on, it was called Drake Deserves the Smoke. And I just finished this video that was outlining why I thought Drake deserved the smoke. And the argument in the video was that Drake was a terrible person who would weaponize racism, holler at his friends' girls, sick his corporate relationships on people, and treat gods like corporate propaganda with AI, right? It wasn't very flattering, but it was a fun video. I had a great time making it. And then right at the end, when I was about to publish it, well, I was wrapping up the edit, and Euphoria dropped. So here's my legitimate real-time reaction to when Euphoria dropped. Because it was actually great for me because it reinforced my entire argument without me necessarily, without me knowing that this is the angle that Kendrick was going to approach. I was like, this is what I would do. All right, so here's my legitimate real-time reaction to when Euphoria dropped.
I can't see nothing. I hear nothing.
All right, let me bring it back. Forgot. I always forget this part. Okay,
Okay.
there we go. All right, so here's how, you know, all my videos generally end with I don't have the answer to these questions. And so here's the end of it, and then we can check it out. Hold on. Can Kendrick Lamar finally and officially pack that boy up? I don't have the answer to these questions.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening.
Yes, I do actually. Yes, I do actually have the answer to that question. The answer is resoundingly yes. Kendrick Lamar just dropped Euphoria. His response to Drake's 6 minutes of flames told that boy to stop saying nigga, y'all. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. I've been editing this piece all weekend. I've been trying to make improvements on the presentation. I appreciate y'all analysts for rocking with me, for sticking by this channel. I want to know your reaction. What's your reaction to all of this? What's your reaction to Euphoria? I'm definitely going to make a breakdown on the Kendrick side of this. That was always my initial intention, was to have the Kendrick side of this. This was more Drake focused. All of this to me looks like man versus machine, especially with AI in play. So I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to all the analysts who continue to donate to the link tree. So that was it. That was it basically. So like you can see, I was like, oh snap! This joint dropped. It was like a Monday morning. Oh, we cooking Canadian bacon on Monday morning. Okay, that's what's happening.
Let me tell you. Now you want to hear a reaction. So I think Drake dropped. What's that song he dropped? He put out with the one. What's the one where he's switching the beats and shit?
Family Matters.
He dropped Family Matters. And Kendrick dropped like 616 in LA, or was it Meet the Grams first?
616 in LA was first. Then Family Matters, then Meet the Grams.
Okay, then he dropped Meet the Grams. I remember, this is what was crazy reaction. I remember calling Top. Because when I heard Meet the Grams, I was like, oh my God, this is disturbing. It was just, that shit sounded like a scary movie. I called Top, I'm like, dog, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember Top was like, wait till tomorrow. I'm sitting in my jacuzzi at the pool. And then I just see that picture of Drake's house. And I played that shit on my phone. Da, 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 da. I called Top, I said, dog, it's gone, dog. It's over with. Battle done. It's done. It's finished. I heard that shit through my phone. I knew it was over. I didn't even get through the whole song, Justin. It was first verse. I called Top. Because nigga had just told me, wait till tomorrow. Top told me it was over with. The night before, I said, dog, Meet the Grams. I'm thinking Meet the Grams Euphoria. I'm like, bro, he up. He killing it. He winning. It's over with. Because give you another behind the scene conversation. Wack had went on, I think it was Academics podcast, and said that Kendrick was losing the battle. This, I think Taylor Made that came out. He had said some shit like that, right? And you know, I call my friends when something's going on. I called him. I love that dude. I like, bro, I don't give a fuck what's going on. And Wack was riding for Top at the time. He wasn't knowing that Top and Dot was on the same page. He just like, man, last time I heard Dot started his own company. So nigga, you ain't with TDE, so I'm gonna say what I say. I remember calling Wack. I said, bro, you can't do that. Nope. And this is before before Kendrick had dropped really anything. This is back when Drake was still talking about what you gonna do? Come on outside and play. Come on, nigga. Like, but I knew from conversations what was about to happen. Cause I think I had talked to you and you was like, we had a brief conversation. You was like, man, what's going on? What's happening? And I said, and I remember saying to you, it basically is all happening. And he's like,
that's exactly what you said.
I said, Justin, believe me. I said, sir, believe me. The rumblings are real. I remember telling you vividly, I'm like, dog, he needs a reason. Not to play on words, but Kendrick is a creator out of emotion and what's going on. So Drake was a muse. You know, when people talk about like Good Kid, Mad City, that album was that album was inspired by Aquemini and what's the Ice Cube album? Is that America's Most Wanted? Most Wanted. It was a fusion of those two. Is that Ice Cube the one? Is it America's Most Wanted? What's the one before that?
That's his first solo, America's Most Wanted.
Okay, yeah, it was America's Most Wanted, and it was Aquemini. That was the muse for that project. You know what I'm saying? So he's a creator out of the inspiration. You know, Andre 3000 is like that. That's why people like, yo, Andre gave us an album because he's not inspired to do so. Drake gave him the inspiration. So when Drake was saying what he was saying and doing what he was doing, I knew what was about to happen to him. And when I was sitting in that sauna, and when I heard Meet the Grams the night before, I was like, oh my God, he's on a level of treachery that I didn't think he could go to. Because that song is so fucking dark. That song inspired all of the, you know, conspiracy theories of what is Drake really doing with himself? Like, what is going on? Like, that song I think that was the birthplace of that. And then Not Like Us, it was like, oh my God. And it's ironic that I heard it at the pool because I say Drake makes the pool music, but that's definitely a pool song.
That's definitely a pool song. Cannot take that away
I
from
almost dropped my fucking phone in the jacuzzi. I almost dropped my phone in the jacuzzi when I heard that. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yo, that song actually was pivotal to me having to change my content strategy. Because at the end of this video, I said, I was going to make another video talking about the Kendrick side of the beef. I ended up doing that. That ended up being a video called Shakespeare and Shakedown at the end of the year. Because so much more happened after that. I thought this was going to be a regular rap battle. This was not. But Euphoria dropped, and I started working on that piece because I just finished the Drake piece. And then Taylor Made Freestyle dropped. And I was like, this is interesting. Okay, I'll just work this in here. And then 616 in LA dropped. I was like, okay, I'm like 3 behind now, but this is fascinating. And then Family Matters dropped, and I was like, okay, I'll probably round this out, probably get one more for Kendrick. But then 10, 15 minutes later, Meet the Grams dropped. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing over here. What's happening? Like, I haven't posted anything new all week. I'm still pushing this old video that's already outdated. And the next day, Not Like Us dropped. I'm like, I just got to turn the camera on. I was like, sorry guys, this is going too fast. I've never just freestyled in front of a camera with y'all before, but we're gonna have to do that today. And it was just one of the craziest things that I had seen. I don't know if there's very many songs I've heard in my life that made me feel the way I felt when I heard Not Like Us. Like Mercy, when Mercy dropped, I had that same feeling. I was like, oh, this song I want to hear forever, over and over and over and over again. That was a song that felt like that to me. Notorious Thugs felt like that to me. Very few songs I've ever heard had me that excited on first listen.
It took me to a place that I didn't know that I was going to be going. It definitely took me by surprise. I was just like, yo, this guy. And that not a play on words, but that third verse of that record is probably one of the greatest executed third verses in hip hop history. It's so tough to teach, right? And also make songs that people gravitate to musically. That's a very hard thing to do. It's like making like education cool, it's very hard to do. And Kendrick, whether you want to agree with what he said, he had some valid points in that argument in that third verse of that song of colonizing and what it means to colonize in a situation like that. It was very well executed. One of the greatest diss record ever written. And in second place, people don't talk about it. Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? That people don't talk about that was one of the originals where he dissed Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? We thought he was talking about Prince, Diana from England. He was talking about Diana Ross. So I go Kendrick number 1 and Michael Jackson number 2 with Dirty Diana.
I mean, that's lofty. That is lofty right there.
Hit him up 3. Hit him up 3.
Yeah. That was crazy. But even still, like Euphoria, you know what's so crazy to me? When Euphoria first dropped, I remember being so surprised and almost so disappointed on the number of different commentators, voices in this space, that downplayed that song on its initial release. I remember watching Gilly the Kid say it's like, it's all right. There's a lot of people on the East Coast seem to take that position. And I just didn't see where they were coming from. Like, I listened to Euphoria, and I'm like, do y'all not hear what he's saying in here?
They're not hearing what he's saying. They wasn't hearing it, Justin. Do you know the level? That's why it's so remarkable that it cut through. You know the level of intelligence you gotta have to really just cipher through that. Every time I listen to it now, I still find new stuff. So, not to cut you off.
I mean, but still, I guess maybe I was disappointed in the type of critiques and where they were coming from. That's the first time I remember, like I don't want to call it a narrative, but a lot of initial response was like, "Oh, that's too wordy. Oh, he's spitting, but like too complicated." Like I'm like, it's not, and it's not even that complicated of a song. It's not Mural. You know what I'm saying? It's not like A$AP Rock dropped it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fully formed sentences and funny inflections on sticky thoughts. Nothing, but you don't know nothing about that. What's so difficult about that? Nothing about that.
but at the time, you gotta understand something too. If it's a media person, they're leaning in a certain direction because they're hedging their bets a certain way. Because, like I said, what if Drake would have won the battle, and then you out here talking crazy about Drake, and then how that look? So Drake lost, and now those people, we can actually look back and be like, what were y'all talking about? But very few people on the East Coast or even the South, right, jumped out the window to say, nah, this Euphoria is crazy. It was mainly a West Coast push. It was mainly a rapidy rap push that was like, nah, that's nuts. You listening to that? And then when Not Like Us came out, it gave them more and Meet the Grams came out, it gave them like, oh nah, he's stumping his face in, champ. You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why Drake's diss didn't land because Kendrick didn't give it to. As soon as he dropped, Kendrick drops. That strategy was crazy. They dropped it right after. You couldn't even get into Drake's shit.
Did you know that was coming?
Absolutely, but
Wait, so
no,
how far in advance did you know that Meet the Grams, or there was another track that was going to be
I
dropped
told
after?
you that. I told no.
Yeah.
First of all, when we talked and nothing was out, and I told you, I said, "Champ, let me tell you something, dog." And I was telling you about it. I'm like, it's long. Pause. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot going on in it, dog. He cut it down.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows that, but that shit was much longer.
Right. We talked about that.
That's why I said I hope Drake diss him. He got more shit to say. He ain't even he has more. Believe it or not, people, he has more things to say about Drake. That's gonna make us say damn. So that's why I said, please diss him, please, because he got a whole. He ain't even empty the clip. He did not empty the clip, dog. Which is
Wow.
smart. You ain't empty the clip on him yet. He got more on dude.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it
Well,
is. But yeah, I knew. He's that pen, he's a genius. It's almost like I had this rapper that I worked with named Kumbaya, and her brother is autistic, and he can like see something one time, like he'll open a book and he can like draw it, the instructions that by seeing it once. And I always say like Kumbaya is like autistic when she raps because it's so intricate. Like you can't even speak how she raps. Kendrick is autistic as a writer, as far as like how dope. Like it's damn near like genius. It's such genius that we can't even really we can't even really comprehend it. So I was really dope to see him on that one of the greater writers list
yeah.
on rap. He's a as a writer, man. He's amazing. He contributed to a lot of the TDE success. That's why I think Top was very genius in allowing Kendrick. He knows Kendrick is not just a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He's a phenomenal uh, A&R. Phenomenal. He picks the right music. He knows culture. Like he can see what's going on. It's not a coincidence that Baby Keem is having such a successful run. You know what I mean? They're doing an amazing job at setting Keem up for his future because like this last album they got so personal, which gives us an opportunity as a community to really ingratiate ourselves inside of his story. He's from a place where artists normally don't come from. Now we can say, "Yo, I love King. That's my guy." Whatever. Now they can come back this third album and hit us with hits, and next thing you know, King one of the biggest artists in the world. That's the thing that TDE does. They build these people up. People thought SZA just blew up. Man, SZA had been sitting in the cut signed for a very long time. They developed her punch and working behind the scenes. They did an incredible job of developing her and making sure that music was right. Because when SZA was working on Control, I think Dot was doing. I forgot what album. I think it was what's the one? The Pimp a Butterfly or Damn one of them. They was working on them back the same space, and I remember hearing them SZA records coming out of that room, and me and Manny like, yo, her shit is crazy. We knew she was gonna go nuts. We knew it. Like I was like, yo, that music is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it is. And now you got SZA on. They went on tour. They did stadiums, bro. They sold out stadiums. You understand? Like, that's a whole nother level of the game.
Word up. Word up. 2 years ago today, Euphoria dropped. Incredible. It was incredible.
It's our anniversary. Yeah, anniversary. It's our anniversary. I think I should do some singing ones too. I should sing. I gotta get my versatility on. I can't just be rapping. I gotta sing to them.
I mean,
My boy, my boy K-Way, K-Way, 8A. It's Mayday with K-Way. What your friends say? Go we don't play in the gay way. K-Way, yeah.
Man, Did you just serenade K-Way right now? Is that what you just did?
I mean, you gotta respect the squad. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. Hey, okay. That's the breakdown. That's the explanation. I love that. I love that. I like this comment from Just Gwen right here. She says, Stat, you're on the way to an ops list like Justin.
Who? What ops with who?
What are you talking?
Who am I ops with? Cause I just told y'all I was there when I'm on the side. I just told y'all I'm on the side of Kendrick. I called Whack 100. You know, the guy that beats everybody up, the tough guy. I called him to tell him, hey yo, you can't be siding with Drake. You can't do that, regardless of what's going on. We home team. And y'all still calling me I was on the other side. We're having calls. I knew what was coming. I'm not a op of Kendrick. I love him. There's a music video of me and Bobby Creekwater. Kendrick came out to the video. I have a song of me and him that I play when I just want to show off the friends. Me and Kendrick going back and forth. I love him. Dave, these are my guys. Like, I love these guys. Like, I don't even know Drake like that. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? But as a person that's on this show, I have to stop my esteemed colleague because sometimes he gets too off in his hater bag and don't want to acknowledge that regardless of what we feel like, Drake is great. He's one of the dopest guys to ever make music. I don't care what y'all say. And for y'all not to acknowledge that is like y'all are lying to yourself. He's one of the best ever. Why do you think Kendrick even engaged with him? You think if I go diss Kendrick right now, he gonna diss me back? He's not. He's not gonna diss me back. I promise he's not. There's a lot of people. You saw them other rappers that diss Kendrick. He didn't say nothing. When J. Cole said something, he said something back. That's a testament to how great these people are. Don't you understand that? He wouldn't even say nothing to him if he didn't respect him. He wouldn't have dissed him. What are we talking about? Like, think what it is. That's like a kid, a baby, come and smack Justin on the leg. Justin is not going to kick the baby over. He's going to keep it moving. He's going to walk away from the baby because Justin knows the baby can't hurt him. The reason why Kendrick engaged is because he saw that this man was, hey, you know what? You on a level. I'm about to dust your ass off and show these people that you're not messing with me. You're not better than me. And I respect that. But for y'all to just be like, oh, this dude's terrible and da da da. Come on, man. Y'all can't do that. Can't do that. He's too many people that love his music. This guy's got he's got billions of streams on the music. So just billions of people just wrong. Like, come on, man. Y'all tripping.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. A lot of people can be wrong. I don't want to lose sight of that fact. A lot of people can be wrong. That is a very possible thing.
You know what?
Look how many people walking around right now regretting their 2004 vote. Okay.
Hey,
a lot of people can be wrong.
You know what Tupac said in an interview? They was like, I don't care how many. Tupac was like, I don't care how many records you sold. He said, a lot of people like crack. Is that good?
It's the truth, right? That's exactly what it is. He said crack sold 10 million rocks last year. Is that a good thing?
He said that.
Yeah, he said that on the talk show.
Yes, but guess what? My counter to what he said right there is, it's good to somebody. We don't enjoy crack. We overall think it's bad for society. We think fentanyl is awful. But it's somebody somewhere like, man, I need some fentanyl today. It's terrible. It's terrible. But somebody likes it. I don't think they should like it. It's not good. We need to get rid of it. Get it out of society. Get it out of there. But we cannot argue the fact that somebody actually likes it. And I'm not trying to just, I guess that's wrong.
Should we be listening? Yeah, should we be listening and taking advice from our cues from crackheads? Is that what we should be doing?
I'm just, you know, yeah. And like somebody just said, McDonald's sells 1 billion. And I don't care what you say. That fish fillet from McDonald's, I don't care, bro. That fish fillet jumping, dog. I don't care what y'all say. Dog, a good fish fillet? Come on, man. Bro. That fish fillet with extra tartar sauce, throw some ketchup on that thing. And they got the Coca-Cola hit different at McDonald's. it's like it's stronger. You know what I'm saying? They make the carbonation strong. They got a special recipe, and the ketchup is extra sweet, extra. It'll kill you faster. But listen, sometimes you just want to eat some bull. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want some mess. You know
I mean,
what I mean?
last night after Culture United, because it was a long show, I started to do the timestamps, and the timestamps. I basically have to watch the show back to do the timestamps again, right? So I watched it on fast forward or whatever, and wrapped up last night around midnight or so. There wasn't much open. Had to get Dave's hot chicken. You know, I wouldn't call that fast food, fast casual. Maybe it was fire, but
What'd you get? Did you get the sandwich or did you get the fingers with the bread?
Yeah, I got 2 fingers with the bread and fries. That's what I got.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dave's hot chicken.
And they got the crinkle fries.
Yes, they do.
Listen.
And they have the sauce that's really close to the Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's not quite Chick-fil-A. Oh, it's good. It's good. I felt round in the process, but it was fun. It was good.
I've been fasting since yesterday, so I haven't eaten since 10 a.m. yesterday. I thought I was gonna be able to. I told myself I was gonna go do a 48-hour fast, but this conversation we just had right now is not going to allow me to do that. Okay, I'm back on my I'm back in my MyFitnessPal app counting my calories again, so I can't have Dave's hot chicken, but I'm definitely will be partaking in some delectable deliciousness when I get off the screen.
Big y'all.
Big
y'all.
Yeah.
I would have pulled this up from last night. This is a clip from Culture United. This is Reason actually talking about where he is now and how it compares to when he was on TDE when he was on a label. So let me pull this up real fast. Let's see. It was a really good discussion. He played a new joint, Humble 'Em, with the Cuzzos. It's basically a Dirty Mac and anthem. It's a great song. I actually really like the joint. Okay, so where we go?
Reasons. I don't know why he ain't flipped that yet. The reasons that we're here. The reason that we're in our feeling one. He need to flip that.
That's actually that's a pretty good question. How come he hasn't flipped that yet? Maybe he hasn't.
Yeah.
He just hadn't put it out.
And then Faith Evans did a Reason song too. He needed to flip.
All right.
Talk to him about it. So like I already.
Is there any other? This actually starts with a really cool moment because Simba shouts out, says some really cool things about Reason. I'm gonna play that too because that's actually a pretty good thing. Any questions from anybody else on the panel around any of this stuff around Simba, around Reason, around this topic overall? We are coming to the end of the main show.
I love that part.
I want to say something. I want to salute Reason. A lot of people probably don't know. Me and Reason are like real good friends, and we talk more than most people know. And I know a lot of things that Reason has been through. One of the people I talked to today is actually in business with Reason. He told me to call Reason and ask how things go, and actually we worried about sales and all that. And I was like, I already talked to him about it. So like I already know what it is, but I want to salute him just for getting free and betting on yourself and taking a chance on yourself. I listened to your project every day and it didn't feel like nothing fell short of the situation you just got out of. And I know how that shit is. Getting out of a situation, not wanting to look like it took a dive, right? Your videos, you want them to look the same. You still want those placements. You still want those CD clips. You still want those same conversations. And you've done a great job of that, bro. And as artists, I feel like we don't tell each other that shit enough. We be wondering in our head, like, am I doing cool? Is it looking cool? And I want you to know you're doing a damn good job, bro. So salute to you.
Man, I appreciate it.
I thought that was a really cool moment, actually. You know, do you feel like artists don't salute each other enough, Stat?
I absolutely. I think that was a great moment. And I think that's dope that Simba feels that way. But I'm on the other side of that. I think Reason should be at TDE. Should have never left. Cold outside, dog. It's cold, bro. It's cold. And I'm telling you, it's nothing he's going to be able to do short of writing the song of his life, which he could possibly do it. But even writing that song, it's going to be a much harder journey than what he was in. It's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be tougher. It's tougher. It's just tougher. And if he's ready to do that, that's fine. But I just really thought he was in a good situation. And I think just had he been a little bit more patient, I think that would have been Let's think about it. Isaiah dropping, he would have been on that. He could have been on a scissor project. You know what I mean? He could have done a lot of things that'll get him out there like that. You know, it's just tough right now with hip hop, dog. Let's be real. It's tough unless people are already familiar with what you're doing and locked in. Because Reason ain't trying to be underground. Reason want to be. He want to be uncomfortable walking down the street. He want people to know him. He want to perform and do his music for the masses. And he was in such a great position to do that. I haven't had a conversation with him about what he feel like he went through, so I don't know. Like I said, Top is my guy, so I don't know. Top ain't never tell me nothing. He never spoke negatively about Reason, even afterwards. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't want to be on that platform and just being, because I could see people probably, man, TDE, and there would be no TDE slander on my watch ever.
Well, there wasn't.
Ever.
Well, I wouldn't say there was any slander last night, but this next part right here, he talks about his transition and where he is now.
And I know we done had a lot of conversations about that, so that should mean a lot to me. I appreciate it, bro.
For sure.
How's the transition been for you, Reason?
It's a lot of work. I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't be realizing how much labor I will say that, but nah, I'm enjoying the process. I feel like I work better this way when it's like a lot of different moving pieces, and I kind of got my hands on a lot of different things at once. And honestly, I'm just having fun creating in a freer space, like without having to be boxed in or check boxes I gotta hit, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like even this color, like I'm having so much fun doing this because I've never been able to show make so many different types of music or diving into different sounds and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
Is there a downside to not being on a label in the same way?
To me, in today's and I'll keep a short answer. To me, in today's time, I'm not anti. I feel like, but I do feel like it's grown. I feel like the gray area is gone. I feel like if you don't got a label that's really all in on you and betting on you and spending the money and doing all the things it takes to work an artist, which there are some people that walk into that situation because they see superstar potential. I think if you're not in that type of situation, I think the best thing you could do is just get with a distro and build, because what labels used to do is not what they still do. You know what I mean? Labels used to take you from the ground, and if you have the talent and if you can make the music, they can, soar you into excellence. You know what I mean? And I think even labels are confused on how to break artists without spending millions of dollars. And so to me, like if you have a label that's willing to spend millions of dollars on you, it might make sense to give up 70% of everything and you know what I mean and do that deal. But if you got a label that's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like I don't think it's no reason to be signed to a major if they're not willing to like really, really go in on you. I think you better off just building, being consistent. Like Simba said, fucking with who fuck with you, like really locking in on people that rock with you and building that community and just being consistent and just having a partner like a distro that maybe only take 20%, but they help you deliver all the tangible things and whatnot and still go straight to your fans to sell your music directly to them while you still put it on streaming. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Hey, what? I wanted to interrupt him, and you was playing a clip. I'm glad I wasn't up there. I would have shut shit down. I would have shut that down so fast. Hey, dog. What did he say first? He said, spend the money. You gotta have Didn't he say music? Didn't he say music?
Yeah, that's what he said.
They don't spend the money unless it connects. If it ain't connecting, they ain't spending the money. Leon Thomas, right? He signed a Ty Dolla $ign. Leon Thomas had put out 2-3 projects before. Victoria Monet had put out 3-4 projects before y'all heard what y'all heard. Alex Isley been putting out albums since 2008. You get what I'm saying? But let's take Leon Thomas. Mutt started to connect. So these labels, they can see when something's working. So what they do is they say, okay, we've made $100. Now we can project out that it's going to make $10,000. So now we're going to spend $5,000 to make it make $20,000. Then if we see it can make 20, then they say we're going to spend 10 so it can make $100,000. You get what I'm saying? You got to make the music to even get there. Reason they made the music to get there. People say, oh, Doechie's a plant. No, she made the music to get there before she signed to TDE. I can tell you guys, she was getting millions of views. That was my anxiety. That was an old song she put out before she even knew Top. It had millions of views. She couldn't get it cleared. It was big before she signed with Top, and it was bigger when she was with Top. You know why? Because they said, okay, 2 million people love this song right now. So if 2 million people naturally love it, we're gonna show it to 10 million people. Then 10 million people said they loved it. Now it's 12 million people loving it. They made the money that they spent to get it to show 10 million people. Now we're gonna show it to them. Give you some insight, guys. We're gonna make it personal right here. Me and Justin have never ran ads on YouTube. We never did it. We doing everything naturally. Justin took we took like what $230.
$233.
We took $233 to do some Google ads. They spending about $10 to $15 a day. Man, lo and behold, our subscribers are going up faster than what we spent on the ads because the people that are seeing the product are actually liking it. Now me and Justin can say, okay, well, maybe next time we spend $500. Now, if we spent $233 and it was shown to these people and nobody liked it, then guess what we're gonna do? Not spend any money and try to figure out what the fuck is wrong. That's the same way a label works with music. Reason was doing music that was not connecting. Stat Quo was doing music that was not connecting. Simba, my guy, was doing music that was not connecting on the level at which these people wanted to connect. Now, when they are independent, they can create music for their niches to where they're able to sustain themselves personally and take care of themselves. But when you're assigned to a label, it costs more money, so you need to make more money in order for them to deem you as valuable. I hope I didn't miss nobody with that. I hope I didn't miss it. I hope sometimes y'all think I just be. I hope I ain't miss. Please ask me any questions so I can tell y'all. Dog, labels don't make artists blow up. I keep saying it, Justin, over and over again. All they do is facilitate heat. When I'm looking for an artist to sign or to rock with me, I'm looking for somebody I think is great enough for people to like it. So when I have the resources to expose it to millions of people, they're gonna rock with it. Like I know if millions of people watch Culture United, watch Third Verse, I know we would be just as popular as some of these other shows. But we still have to prove it. So step by step, we spending our own money. $230 here. Oh, that worked. $500 here. Oh, that worked. $1,000 here. Oh, that worked. And then you see the audience grow. Same way. That's the same way with anything. Sorry, dog. I'm going in over here. You know what I mean? I'm being.
I mean, you gotta let people know how it works. But I thought that was a cool moment between Simba and Reason last night. But Reason also, I think, he admitted that there's an adjustment. You got to do all the work when you're independent. I don't know if there is really more of a shock to the system when you've got at least resources around you helping you. And then when you step on your own, you realize you got to do everything yourself. I mean, that happened with me when I left DX. Like at DX, I got a chance to build a team, build a whole video vertical, build a content strategy, and focus on focus on the content primarily. I didn't have to necessarily focus on the edits. I didn't have to focus on the art direction, all that kind of stuff. I got to be hands-on in it, give directional, insight, but I didn't have to do it. And then when I left to start my own channel, shout out to Jessica Rue and my boy Ak, because between the two of them, they basically did 3 edits for free for me in that first month. I mean, and that legit was, these edits are like 8 to 12 hours, you know what I mean? It's a lot of editing, a lot of detail in those breakdowns. They did those first couple on the strength, right? That was enough for me to get a budget to get someone who would license that content. And then after that, I was able to pay people. But I had to figure it out. And then once that licensing deal ran out and they didn't re-up, I had to learn to edit. I'm out here like an independent artist. So, oh shit, I gotta produce the beat too. Oh shoot, why does it look like that? What's up with the color? I didn't do that with the color. That is just some of the realizations you get after you realize it's a long journey in the woods. Let's hope you show up like King Unitas with the wolf on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy to go to somebody's. It's easy for somebody to go on Culture United, right? And then you have thousands of people to look at you, and you say something interesting. Okay, you take that opinion on your own page where you got ain't nobody looking at you but your mama. It ain't gonna get out there.
Yeah.
Dog, it's so crazy, right? We had done so many podcasts, and I'm talking all this stuff, right? And DJ saying all kind of crazy stories or whatever. When I go on Culture United, I say something, yeah. Boy, one and such and such don't like each other. I said that a million times on our platform. That shit hit People Magazine over there. That shit hit TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Because these people have an infrastructure. It's the same thing with the label. If you're on TDE and you do something that is intriguing to the world, it's going to get out there faster. But if you don't, you won't. You know what I'm saying? You got to be that person. You know what I mean? You have to be that person. And at the end of the day, people never want to look at themselves. They always want to push blame of why something is not what it is. But this is the music business. And you have to make music that is conducive to doing good business. And if you're not doing that, you want these big advances, you want to get a check when somebody signs you of a certain amount of money. Well, when a label gives you $1 million, they're expecting to make $30 million. That's what artists don't understand. They're not giving you $1 million so they can make $2 million. You know what I mean? I tell the people that work with us on Third Verse, like, yo, I'm not spending thousands of dollars so we can make thousands of dollars back. We're spending thousands of dollars so we can make millions of dollars back. I just seen somebody podcast go for 200 million. I want that 200. You understand me? I want the 200. 200. Me and Justin want the 200. DJ want the 200. We want the 200. 200. Hello, 200. I want you. 200. Hey, everybody in the chat, call 200. 200 million. Y'all call 200 million. Call them up. Oh, it might be a he or she. I don't know who it is. I think she's. I think 200 is like what the non-binary. Is that what they call it when you're not a male or female? What is
200 is a lot.
200 is everything.
200 is a lot.
Call,
you know what I'm saying?
Call 200 million. Tell them Justin and Stat said what's happening. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We trying to see 200. Let me get close. 200. I love you. 200. What you doing, 200? How'd you sleep last night, 200? You good?
That's funny.
Good morning. Welcome to the morning show, 200.
I want to shift gears here for a second because you were on No Jumper. You're on No Jumper this week.
Yes.
Shout out to Adam. One second applause. Adam's been good to me. I'll just say that. I've never had a personal conflict with Adam. I never had a problem with him. I know the type of content that he makes rubs a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of times it rubs me the wrong way too. I'll say that. But straight up and down, I've talked about this quite a bit with my audience. The position I'm in, I tend to look at how other entities, people build their media imprint. And what he's done is like really, really impressive to me. And when No Jumper does like certain types of interviews, I'll cover them on my channel. When they cover the founder of Dat Piff on my channel, I cover that. You know what I mean? And there's content that's over there that is enriching, that is historically important. And I think your conversation with him this week was one of those. And I have a clip here of you talking about your Fed charges when you were facing 20 years in the Feds.
A lot of the community here does not know that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it here. So let me see where is this. Let me see if we get this. Hold on.
Months. What? Yeah, because and then whacking.
Okay.
We can't see it.
I know I'm about to pull it up. I just want to get to the timestamp first.
Okay.
And let me slow it down because I listen to everything really fast. So sometimes I speed it up. All right, so let's put it up here. This is Stat Quo. With Stat Quo might be Stat Quo in jail.
Man, for real.
Stat Quo VO might be behind bars.
Man,
like that bird at the end of...
It was real. It was a real situation.
It was a real situation. Hold on a second. Okay. Share the screen. Is that on the screen yet? It's not. Add to the stage. There we go. All right. I think this is the beginning of it. Let's take a listen.
Was there for me during that time. He got helped me with my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And this guy
So had kind of been going in this more
isn't the things that they said was going on in
his life. Maybe he did know better.
So let me tell you, the first time I met him was down in Miami. I was at the mall with him.
Right, okay.
So nice, man. Like he was such a nice guy, man. Like I really grew up in. But I'm gonna say this. He said in a so sometimes your words, where do you see yourself in 5 years? He said in the feds. So sometimes your words can impact your life in a meaningful way. So I think I just remember hearing him say that, and I was like, dang, okay, he might have shouldn't have said that, because that shit is he told his future right there in that rhyme.
Right. But like him saying that wouldn't have really mattered that much if he didn't also continue to do things that were pretty much destined to land him in the feds.
But do we know he did it?
We don't. But the feds don't fuck around too much. If he didn't do it, he probably had a whole bunch of.
They're talking about Lil Durk right now. Lil Durk and King Von. So just to catch you up, Stats of right now, he's going to pivot to his own story. So this is where it starts.
Knowledge about it and probably did a bunch of other stuff that could have gone.
Can I tell you a Fed story?
Sure.
That very apartment that you came to.
Yes. You still have that?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
This is why I don't have it. So I used to get plane tickets from a guy overseas.
Okay.
And this guy, come to find out, was stealing people's airline miles. So one morning, it was probably like 6 a.m. Boom, 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 at my door. I'm on the toilet because I'm taking my regular morning.
Yep.
I come out. I still have my pants down because I'm like, what's going on? Go to the peephole. I see 4 FBI agents outside of my shit, right? Big ass guns. I'm like, I think y'all got the wrong number. He's like, are you stealing? I'm like, huh? Open the door. It's like 30 of them in my hallway of my spot.
30, Jesus.
They came in there, put on my pants, laid me on the ground. I'm like, dog, y'all got the wrong person. He sat me down and he's like, yeah, we doing a sweep right now. Long story short, the guy that I was getting the tickets from was getting them fraudulently. And I didn't know that.
Okay.
So they thought, and what he was doing was selling them to other people. I was paying for him direct and using it. I didn't know what he was doing, which come to find out long time after everything, they knew I had nothing to do with it, but I still played out. You know what I mean? And Wack was there for me during that time. He helped me with my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? He came in there.
Did this make the news?
No, because I'm not famous. But I think had it made the news, it would have been different. But I was facing 20 years in jail.
What the
for wire fraud.
And did you have to like actually fight it, get a lawyer and everything?
Wack got the lawyer.
But really?
Wack, he introduced me to the lawyer, the same lawyer that Suge had. That dude, the Wax guy, that Blueface used him too. So shout out to him. And I remember because they were trying to offer me a plea of 7 to 14 months.
What?
Yeah, and then Wack came in there. I don't know what made him come by the office, because I was almost about to sign it because the lawyer was convincing me like, no, it's a good deal, because I was facing 20.
Even though they were not going to be able to prove that you had any sort of insider knowledge that this was shady.
But I had so much friends that have dealt with the feds, you just scared. You just don't know. So you just like, because it was 98%, 99% they win. Man, Wack walked in that office like an angel and was like, hell no, you ain't signing that. And Wack was showing the lawyer like, look, this how I get, he didn't know. And it changed everything. I had to pay whatever I owed. I paid it fast, went to the court in Dallas with the lawyer. They said, yo, you shouldn't even be in here. You didn't know what was going on. The guy said I didn't know. And I just end up, because I had to get something, I ended up getting a year probation. But I was facing 20 years in jail. And I'm saying, going back to what you were saying, the feds ain't no joke.
Yeah.
So when all these rappers and everything that they dealing with that fed stuff, the state, okay, that's one thing. But that fed shit is serious. And like, when I seen that come across with Lil Durk, I immediately was like, damn, I was hurt for him. And anybody that goes through that, because I never would have imagined. I was in jail. They locked me up. And I'm just like, damn, I remember looking out the window and seeing people walk on the street. I almost threw up because I couldn't believe that had happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I stay out the way. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm low key. So
you seem like you would very much avoid being involved in any kind of criminal conspiracy at this
anything.
point.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've been getting tickets. I had been getting tickets from that guy since like 2008. He was introduced to me by a colleague of mine, homeboy of mine that used to rap in my little crew. And I thought he was just getting like, I never knew what he was doing illegal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I was writing it off on my taxes. That's how you know I didn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, because his prices weren't too different than the with the flight, with the people that use the travel agent.
Right.
So I use him or the travel agent. I would go between them. So if she can get me one for $250, I'll use hers. His was $300 every time.
That's a huge argument. What you just said.
Facing 20-year Fed time, and then Wack 100 came in, swooped in like an angel.
So I want to make some clarity, because Wack somebody said, oh, Wack, the feds. Wack never communicated with the federal people. I was in my lawyer's office that he had referred to me to work with. And the lawyer was trying to convince me to take a deal, because you negotiate with the prosecutor. So I was facing 20 years. They knew I wasn't a part of nothing, but they still was trying to lock me up for 7 to 14 months. And so my lawyer's like, man, this is a great deal because this Dallas, Texas. We're not talking about, one of your more progressive places in America for someone of my shade. You know what I mean? So my lawyer like, this is a good deal. And Wack wasn't even supposed to be in the office. And I actually was contemplating doing it because I've had so many people that I know in the past that are in the feds and they didn't do anything, but it's not about what you did, it's what they can prove. So, and I knew I've been getting tickets from this man for over a decade. Like, I can't deny that. And anyway, Wack came in and Wack showed him on his phone where he gets tickets the same way. So that gave my lawyer at the time like a different strategy. So he's like, yo, you think you can pay all the money? I forgot what it's called when you the money that you have to pay. You think you can pay all the restitution? He said, you think you can pay all the restitution up front? I'm like, hell yeah, I pay. I went and got that check. I'm not gonna put y'all on my business. It's a pretty chunky check. You know what I'm saying? I went and got that check so quick. He said, okay, cool, let me call him back. And when he called him back, when we had that check, that's when they was like, okay, we're going to recommend probation for you. So when I actually went to court, I remember walking into my boy Rock from Arizona came down with me, and I'm sitting in there, and the lady, shout out to her, I think Judge Boyle, and my lawyer, I don't know what he had going on. He was ready to go back to LA. He was fumbling and stumbling. And she was like, you know what? I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. Sit down. I told the lawyer, sit down. And I went up there talking. And I told her, I said, Judge, listen, I won't even get a ticket off of cheaptickets.com no more. I'm never doing no digital buying, no tickets from nobody. She started laughing. She's like, you're not even supposed to be in here. Because you have to put together a packet where people write letters for you and tell you your character. And then lucky for me, I was somebody that she could look up and she could see that I graduated from college. She's like, you're not even supposed to be here. What are you even doing in here? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I don't want to give him anything. Like, I just let him go home. And the lady's like, well, he has to get at least some probation time. And I got a year of probation. But this is just a story for everyone. And I really, the reason why I told it is because it's not about you. Anything you do when you accept money or you pay for something, it's important that you guys know where it's coming from. Don't just be out here because you get a good deal. I call it the barbershop theory. When I was young, cool dudes would come in the barbershop. I got a PlayStation, bro. I got a new Gucci shirt. I got iPhones. And you just sit there and buy it. And you think that that's legal. Once you buy something, not knowing where it originally came from, you are legally tied to it. So if that person gets in trouble and they can track it back that you purchased it, you are part of the elite. That's illegal because you buying stolen merchandise at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted, it's just a great learning experience for people. Like, really be careful how you moving out here because, man, I never would have imagined that I'm in jail. I was, going to jail. This was around COVID time too. So it was definitely not a pleasant experience. The dude I was in there with had just tried to blow up a Benihana's. He was 18 years old, a kid. He's an 18-year-old kid. Hold on. I can hear you think. Oh. But yeah, he was in there because he tried to blow up Benihana's because he was protesting on the Black Lives Matter stuff. 18-year-old kid. I remember calling his auntie when I got out to try to help him. But man, dog, jail is not the place to be. I don't know if you guys have been. It's not. I'm not made for it. A lot of things. Just like I'm not made for a size 4 shoe. My foot cannot fit in a size 4 shoe. I cannot fit inside no jail cell.
I mean, that's a visceral image. You're looking out the window at everybody else's freedom and want to throw.
Yes. Justin, like it was so crazy. It was like I almost puked all over myself. And I was lucky that I got in a cell with that kid. Imagine they put me in a cell with like a guy that's been in there. Because I stayed in there for 24 hours. Anything could have happened to me in there, dog. I could box a little bit, but why we got to go through that? I don't even want to do that. They could have put me in there with Bubba. I'm I'm fighting for my manhood for about 23 hours. You ain't getting this bubble woman. I could have died in there, dog.
That's funny.
I could have died over some plane tickets, bro. I didn't know what this man was doing. This dude was stealing airline miles from other people, and then selling the tickets. And what the people that he was selling the tickets to, they created whole businesses on Facebook where they were selling plane tickets. I didn't know what he was doing. I was getting it for my, all the travel for artists and all the traveling I was doing. And I was writing off of my taxes. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So, hey, y'all, do not play around. If you go buy something, make sure you buy it from a credible source, a store that you know that are in business. They are linked to the Better Business Bureau. Don't you just be out here willy-nilly just spending your money anywhere, because they will lock your ass up. These white folks is not playing.
Message. That's what's up. That's a great story. Let's respond to a couple of super chats, and I know we have a couple more topics. I still want you to talk about this Steve Stoute, Stephen A. Smith thing. So
I got a story for that too.
Yeah, I want to talk about that with you, and then I want you. This New York Times list, the conversation got really interesting on Culture United last night. I think it's going to piss you off. It'll be funny. But let's let's respond to some of these super chats down here. We got K-Way for real right here. Shout out to K-Way, says, count your blessings, Stat. I got in trouble for selling Plan Bs in college. I know that sick hold itself, feel it all too well. Is that a real thing? Is that a joke? I can't tell if K-Way's joking on that one or if he was literally had a Plan B operation.
Like it's real.
He had a Plan B operation in college?
Man, selling Plan Bs, I had to develop a Plan B. Ooh, that was nice. I was selling Plan Bs, I developed the Plan B, and now it's K-Way on the MIC. Come on, man. Come on, K-Way.
Word up. Shout out to Solon. Stat never change. I love hearing business side to the music industry. Very interesting. And shout out to you, Justin. I see you religiously. I see you in there too, man. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for real.
We appreciate you so long.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Nick S. gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to Nick S.
Man, shout out to Nick, man. Appreciate you, Nick, man. We really appreciate that, man. Everybody, we love y'all, man. We appreciate the support, and we're gonna do something very special. We're gonna have an event. We're gonna have people come out. We're gonna have some fixings, and to cater it. We're gonna do an event that we just trying to figure out what's the number. We want to make sure we don't want to sell it too short. We want to make it like a real experience. But everybody in here, we see y'all our day ones. You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter. This is going all the way to the top, and y'all going with us. We're gonna be different than a lot of podcasts because I feel like the communities that they build. I mean, maybe I'm not familiar, but sometimes you do it though, Justin. But a lot of times, the community is not a part of what they're doing on the long term. They kind of forget about their original community. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna always keep it exclusive for the people that was with us when everybody else wasn't with us. But we gonna go up.
Yeah,
we going up yonder.
Right. Nick S is one of these cats, one of these original people you're talking about. Nick S.
Absolutely.
Nick S he used to do this on my channel. He's been rocking since forever. You know what I mean? And that is what community is all about. There's been times Nick S probably believed in me more than I believed in myself. You know what I'm saying? So
come on, man.
Big shout out to Nick S.
Nick S.
We got Shy Nose right here. Why didn't Kendrick, MTG, Drake, and Euphoria after push-ups mention Who Kid and Whitney? That signaled Drake would go dirty, personal, but he waited. So he's saying, why didn't he drop sooner? Because there was a few weeks between when...
You talking about Kendrick?
Yeah.
Well, because he was waiting. You remember Drake was talking about he's going to nuke the button and all that?
Mm.
Once you found out that was his red button thing, the push-ups, right?
Mm.
That's when you want to have everything stacked up and ready to go. Because remember, 3 songs came out back to back to back. You know what I mean? Murked. That's how it was. It was over with.
When did he find out? When did he find out that was his red button?
I think that when he dropped it. Because yeah.
Oh, so you think push-up signaled that, okay, this is what Drake's, he's going to do the same thing he always does. Let me just go ahead and get ready for that.
I remember they dropped that video for it that night, and it was like, okay, let me go ahead and just pull the rug out from under your feet, young man. And when I tell you the rug came up out of him, you could just see him. You could just see Drake falling on his head at that night. And you know, it was downhill. It was downhill.
Have you talked to any, or at least during that week, had you talked to anybody from OVO, from Drake's team?
No, I didn't talk to Wonder till like long after the battle. And of course, Wonder was very upset because he felt like that whole like there's moles in OVO. People was putting that on Wonder like he was the one. And because he produced for Kendrick, you know, and they made some classic records together. So I definitely felt a way of how Wonder was positioned. But you know, it ain't no love and war. You know, we got to figure, you know, it's going to be some casualties around here. And he was a casualty, unfortunately. But his loyalty clearly is with Drake, as it should be. And because him and Drake have made classic music. Well, I guess depending on what you think deemed to be classic to some. So I understand Wonder, but he definitely was upset. The conversation that I had with him, because I called him because one of my artists was using one of his tracks for a song for the album, so I had to call him because that guy's like my brother, like I said, and he was definitely upset. And he didn't even want to come to LA. And I'm telling him, like, dog, come to LA, you can stay at my house. He's like, no, bro, they're going to try to do something. I'm like, dog, ain't nobody doing nothing to you when you out here with me. That's not happening. We ain't even going down like that. I said, you ain't got nothing to do with that. He's like, nah, they put me in the middle. And some beat that they said it was saying his name all throughout it. He had me listen to it. And I didn't even know that. I didn't even get that deep. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a sample that said Boy Wonder's name throughout the. He's like, you can hear they saying my name like I'm the mole. Like, I'm like, but I know Drake didn't believe that you did that. So, you know.
Yeah. That was crazy times. We still trying to find the mole.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing people don't know. And I've said this a lot of times, and I'm going to say it again. Canadians, especially people from Toronto, are two-faced. For years, I watched these dudes talk stuff about everybody behind their back. People and then they get with them and then they be cool. That's the thing about me. I don't talk about people behind their back. I'll tell you in your face. You're not going to get up in my face and your breath stink and then you're going to hear me talk about your breath down the road. I'm going to be like, dog, you need a mint. Like because I was how I want people to tell me. You know what I'm saying?
It's just the way you say it. Dog, you need a mint.
I'm just saying. I ain't finna talk about nobody behind their back. And Toronto people talk about people behind their back. I'm sure some of them didn't talk about me behind my back. They said, I mean, like, it's okay. But I'm not like that. And so when you have that type of energy, you know, I think many moles could exist. And it ain't Wonder, but it's just other people. This is a small industry. You know what I mean? You got people that do all types of things in this industry that are affiliated with Drake in some kind of way, that have known him for a very long time, that could be affiliated with Kendrick or whoever else, or even TDE. It's a lot of stuff. Dog, this is a small community of people, bro. You know that.
Right.
Like we all like 1 degree of 6 degrees of separation from each other. So like, it's easy.
Right. Word up. Shout out Shy Nose. Shout out Ms. Hummus. Ms. White Chocolate Mocha Chickpea Hummus.
Mocha.
She says, Stat, Drake has ghostwriters. End of story. Kendrick engaged, destroyed Drake for the sake of hip-hop and the culture, in my opinion.
I respect you, and I think you're right. But I can tell you, as being one of the ghostwriters, it's a lot of people that you love and respect that you wouldn't think that has ghostwriters. I'm gonna say that. We're gonna end it at that.
We had a question last night from Nigel, LLM Nigel. Shout out to Nigel. He asked a really great question, and they're always music related. They're always very detailed, music related, and they're questions that also shout out new artists that he rocks with. So I really respect how he drops super chats in the chat, right? And he asked a question last night: if we know anybody who has wrote songs for other people, and what songs have they written? And I was like, oh, Stat. Stat's definitely done that. But I didn't want to say what songs. I didn't know how that conversation wanted to go, so I didn't say anything like that. But I told Nigel to tune in this morning, and I'd ask you if there's any songs that you worked on that you want to share that you did that.
None of them, because all these motherfuckers is tenderhearted. But just know this: I came into the industry writing for rappers. There's a story of, I forgot the guy's name. He's talking about how they wanted me to write for them. That's what was happening for me. Like these people were sending me around to people that I like grew up loving, and I'm sitting there writing songs for them. I'm talking about like legends in the beginning, before like I was a ghostwriter before I even did like anything. So I came in the game writing for people, and working with Dre. The way we create is it's a collection. That's just how it is over there. You're not going in with Dr. Dre and we're collectively building a song. You know what I mean? Now some people like, we leave you alone and let you do your thing. But like, man, it's like 15 of us in the room and we doing our thing. We're trying to make the best music. That's why I don't get caught up in these narratives about ghostwriters and all that type of shit, because I am the ghost. I am a ghost. And I've written for all these people, so I live behind the curtain. So when you say this person's not credible, man, if the people that's like me, because it's a group of us that have written a lot of stuff, and we just start whistleblowing, man, what y'all gonna think about these artists? You gonna stop loving them? You're not. You're gonna come up with an excuse. Oh well, he only wrote the hook. Oh no, he only wrote the intro. Oh, he only wrote the bridge. But it's verses. Oh no, but okay. Well, he wrote that part of the verse, but then he went off on something else. Come on, man.
I mean, makes sense. I think, it's the veneer of it all. And looking at this songwriters list, songwriting has always been a collaborative thing, I think. But in hip hop, the MC is held to a different standard. And I understand it, and I actually hold them to that standard too, particularly when they're running around saying that they're GOAT. But I also don't deny the fact that if we're going to be honest with ourselves, most of the greatest songs that have happened in hip-hop were collaborative efforts. It's just what it is. Because Simba actually broke this down last night in a really interesting way. He said, when you look at everybody's favorite songs, there's a bunch of people who are involved in those songs. And that alone lets you know the power of collaboration. So to minimize the collaborative parts of that while maximizing the MC themselves almost is dishonest to the reputation of the MC to a degree, right? Doesn't take away from how awesome you are, but if you're talking about the biggest songs, generally it works a little bit better when you have a lot of people's ideas and talents mixing in the pot to make the gumbo.
Pusha T is a phenomenal MC. He's written a lot of stuff for Kanye West. Pusha T, as far as his impact on the world, it's nowhere near as impactful. His music is nowhere near as impactful as Kanye West. Why is that? Because Kanye West is special. I have written for Kanye West. I didn't set out so far. I wrote for Snoop Dogg. They didn't call me to do the Olympics. They didn't call me, hey, yo, Stat, Snoop can't make it. We know you wrote some records for Snoop. We need you to get in there. You know what I'm saying? I done wrote for Dre. I'm saying these names because these are people that know that I wrote for Dre. My face ain't on the Forbes. I done wrote for Diddy. I ain't in jail. Like, these people are special on their own. And to say like, hey, yo, they're not like special, and say they're not great because somebody wrote some rhymes. Dog, I'm writing rhymes as these people. Dog, I wrote this song back in the days. It's one of my proudest moments, right? Honestly. And if we ever have Snoop on, he'll talk about it. This song was damn near like G-Thing all over again. I went in the booth. I'm Snoop and Dre. I'm going back and forth. It was incredible. I remember Snoop calling me in Atlanta. He was like, "Hey, Kyle, man, Dre gotta drop this song, cuz. We gotta drop this song, cuz." Snoop was so animated and hype about it. It was incredible. I was both of them, Justin. I became Dre and Snoop going back and forth. It was so crazy. Dre done done so much music, he probably don't even remember it. But Snoop always talk about it. It was incredible. I'm the DO double, the D double, yeah. Dog, the beat was crazy. They going back and forth. It's nuts. They recorded it. It was this shit. So what I'm saying to you is, I became them, but I'm not them. I couldn't take that song and put it out and it would have been something. No, it's them that made it special. So regardless of what we want to say about Drake, dog, Quentin Miller wrote a bunch of stuff for Drake. Gave him crazy patterns. Cash Cobain has written for Drake. Lil Yachty has written for Drake. These are facts. We've heard the reference tracks. But they're not Drake, though. As special as these guys are now, all right, and as special as I am. Drake is still special, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know? I know, dog, Kendrick didn't put that pen to the pad. Like one of his Diddy leaks. Like, he wrote some stuff for Puff, right? Back in the days, it leaked. He has written for a lot of people. He just happened to be special in his own right. You know what I'm saying? Like on that level, you know? So, man, like, I'm just saying, I'm behind the curtain. I didn't wrote for some, listen, man. Hey, man, I don't even want to talk about it. But, like, listen, if I told you the other day, if it was on some George Bush the button, if I just want to if I just wanted to just be the biggest in the game, dog, it's so many things that I could do. And I could start right there with talking about all the people I wrote for that y'all don't know. And y'all would be like, and no, I ain't in the credits. No, because when you write rhymes, you don't get in the credits. You get your money, but you don't be in the credits. Because if I'm in the credits, then y'all gonna see S. Dot. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, what is he doing? He didn't produce it. What else is he doing? This guy's just rapping the whole time. But guess what? I don't take away from the artist because I did that. These guys are phenomenal. That's why they are who they are. You know? Right. And girls as well. I wrote a line for the ladies. You know what I mean?
Right. Word up. We're going to go on. Let's do one more super chat. Let's check out the Steve Stoute thing right after this. And then we'll come back to super chats after that. Nicole Nilitic Nicole. Shout out to Nilitic Nicole. Thank you for your support. We really, really appreciate it. I knew it was over at Euphoria. He said that Black Man Can't Say Ninja. By the time Meet the Grams hit, I prayed for Drake. Then Not Like Us hit the cat and I were dancing. Did Not Like Us hit, the cat and I were dancing in the living room. I still play Not Like Us once a week. It's a phenomenal alarm clock. Like that that will wake you up.
You are crazy.
It's for real. I highly suggest people set Not Like Us as their alarm clock. You'll be punctual. You'll be grooving. You get up with some energy. You know what I'm saying? Your mission, your energy be set forth. You're like, this is who we're not fucking with, and this is Reconstruction era history. We need it now more than ever now that we lost the Voting Rights Act. You know what I'm saying? It's a great song.
You are so creative with coming up with ways to insult Aubrey Graham. You are one of the greatest of all time. The fact that you come up with all these ways to insult this man, it's actually phenomenal. It's kudos to you for the level of your hatred for this Canadian brother.
I mean, I would just say colorful descriptions. Colorful descriptions is how I would describe it. You know, but
you are crazy. This dude said an alarm clock.
It's a phenomenal alarm clock. It's the best. I've tried a bunch of them. The first one is Not Like Us. That's the best alarm clock song I've ever had. Right after that is the theme song to The Last Dragon. That's the second best. The theme song to The Last Dragon. It's the second best alarm song.
Two songs in history no one else will put next to each other besides Justin Hunte.
It's the
and
Hero's
you get
Journey.
that exclusively here on the third verse.
I think Kendrick versus Drake is like Bruce Leroy versus Show Nuff. You know, I feel like Drake got a lot of Show Nuff qualities in him.
So you think
that part at the end when Show Nuff's glow is flickering out? I feel like we watched that 2 years ago this week.
That's crazy.
He was like, "What's happening to my hands? Where's it going?"
Oh my god! I think that idea you got was really good. If they did Show Nuff's life right before he walked in that movie theater.
That's how that needs to go. Show everything right before the theater. I promise you, it'll be out of this world. Out of this world. That's exactly how you do it.
It's a great idea.
We're going to do one more here from K-Way For Real. Says, George Clinton, one of the fathers of funk, gave Dot hella flowers. Dot has gotten high praise from the likes of Prince, Quincy Jones, Stevie Wonder, Madonna, Bey, Nas, etc. Who gives a F what Gil, No Kneecaps Joe, or Cam says?
Who doesn't have kneecaps?
I'm not sure.
Is that Joe Budden?
I'm not sure. I don't
Who
know.
don't got kneecaps?
Someone in the chat tells who don't got kneecaps.
Joe got kneecaps, right? I've been around Joe. He got kneecaps. Hey,
that might be one of the most pause-worthy things that.
Just saying. I'm saying, oh yeah, you're right. hey yo, listen.
That's funny.
I understand the pause thing, and I get it, and it's funny, but like I think people pausing a little too crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not. It's like you just sitting around waiting on somebody that does something you don't do to just come swoop down on you and be like, "Give it to me. You said it. Now you belong to us." Like no. That doesn't determine what your preference is and who you like based on your conversation. But I understand certain things is crazy. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I said that one. That was actually pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, I get
I've been
it.
around Joe. He's got kneecaps. That's
but I'm
pretty
saying,
crazy. No, I know what you mean. I don't play the pause game either, but let's not get stuck here. But
you know Joe. I've said this on the third verse. I'm gonna say it again. Joe's relationship with Drake went left because of women. The last time I was with Drake, he had Tahiri at the studio with him. This is way back in the days. And who was Tahiri? The woman that Joe proposed to on national TV. So I think a lot of the animus in their relationship stems from years of commingling with different women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of like that. That happens a lot in rap.
That seems like a common tale. I got to step away for 1 second. Hold it down and talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, Justin has a small bladder, guys. So with that, chat, let's look and see if I can see what's in because he's got to go to the bathroom. Overusing anything in the lane. Okay, Stat defending the honor of his kneecaps. I was saying that I was trying to figure out who had the kneecaps, and I resent the OVO Stat. What can I do to get that moniker taken off of my name? I have no relationship with any of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have no relationship with the exception of Boy Wonder. He is the only person, well, T minus to some of the producers because DJ used to manage them or whatever. But that's the extent of my relationship. What can I do? Tell me, chat. What can I do to stop you guys from calling me OVO Stat? Tell me what I can do. What can I do? What can I say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do? Like, oh, you just kidding. I'm just saying because, like, speaking of Schoolboy Q, that's my guy. I love Q, man. He's a phenomenal father, phenomenal golf player. These people on TDE, this is like my family. Y'all don't understand. And if I was over here just on some Drake stuff, you know how crazy I would look to these people that I've been around. I remember when Schoolboy Q we was at the studio and I told him that he was gonna get a deal. He was this is around the time I think Game of Thrones had just dropped or something. It was back in the day. He was so excited, man. He was so happy. He was so happy. And I just remember when he made the records, like the hit records, and watching him grow from doing those little small venues to like damn near doing arenas. Man, like I've been with these guys. Like I love these guys. I love their maturity. They were younger and now they're grown men. All of them have matured to be special. So yeah, I know sometimes because Justin be going so far on the Drake side of going at him, I just try to bring some levity to the conversation because what Drake has done has been super important to music. And so I try to bring some kind of levity here because if I don't, then Justin is just going to sit here and just rain on Drake's parade the whole time. So that's how it goes. I'm explaining to them that I'm not OVO stat, but I try to provide balance here because if I don't, you're gonna kick this guy like a soccer ball the whole time every show. You know what I'm saying? Because I am like I said, I like Drake's music. I do. I like it. I can't even lie. I like it, especially when he's singing. I love the melodies. And Kendrick said he liked the melodies too. I ain't the only one. Kendrick told you I like Drake with the melodies. He said it. That's a quote from Kendrick Lamar. So for y'all to say the rapper that you love the most, he enjoys Drake's melodies too.
I like this. I like this one right here from Teresa. It says, "God cool. What about me?" Pops my head randomly all the time.
It's a fact.
That's a great sheet. The merch is coming.
It's
merch
coming.
is coming,
and
guys.
we're gonna do that shirt because it's true. You know, you should anybody that loves God, you should get a dog. It's a reason why the spelling is like that. That's just not. That's not just. That's everything has a meaning. Imagine if God was a German Shepherd. We didn't even know it. All God was dogs, and we didn't even know it.
I think God would be a terrier.
Isn't that small?
Right, but like I think that's what makes him God. It's like that video of you see that, remember that video of the dogs in the kennel and all the dogs are fighting and that one little shuts it down. I think that's what God is.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. The things that we think matter in control probably don't even matter. So we think the biggest thing has the most control because we equate size to dominance when actually in that realm it doesn't even matter.
Right.
That's crazy.
All right, I got to put this one up, and then we'll go right into Steve Stoute, K-Way. Justin Coffey running through him. The podcast should be named The Third Turd. That is terrible. That is actually awful. That is awful. But at least we know what the ops will say in the future.
Well, like I said in the beginning on Coach United last night, I just jumped in. Like, where the hell is Waldo? Where's Justin at? I'm talking to Justin. I'm like, dog, you was off this thing. I said, yeah, man, this water is just running through me.
I drink a case of water in like 3 days. Like it's nothing for me to go through.
That's good for you though.
I drank a Dr. Pepper this morning just for the caffeine.
But that's why we have great skin. Water. Everybody out there, drink your water, man. Get your nutrients. Water is very important.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Water in, man.
All right, so let's take a look at this Steve Stoute thing. Now, this is him on the boardroom, and he's talking about fame versus talent. And he's going to make some references to some podcast stuff, but I want to hear, I would love your reaction. Is this the fame versus talent? Yeah, this is Stephen A. Smith. My bad. This is Stephen A. Smith. So listen to what Steve Stoute says about Stephen A. Smith. I want to get your reaction to this because I think it's hilarious.
Stephen A. Smith. I think Stephen A. Smith has done so much shit that is about fame than the fact that he's actually a great journalist. He's clearly cashing out. But his journalism, the thing that he's great at, I believe, is homogenized by the shit that he's doing for fame. That's one example of many examples.
No, but it's a real one because it also has a real impact on what your legacy may be, which if you stop and think about it, may be the one thing that could keep somebody from chasing that, which is that his legacy may be just as clouded with some of this.
I just know that I've seen that transition from like journalists to like, yo, whatever's gonna get the clicks. And I have a great deal of respect for him, period. But this is what's happening. This is the new game.
And that, I believe that may be what legacy is turning into. It's the story that's told about you. You couldn't get somebody to talk about him right now today without talking about all the other stuff. And that does sustain. It happens to actors and musicians that are some of the greatest in the history of their field. But when you tell their story, it gets coupled with all of the other shit that goes on in their life. I mean,
yeah.
The idea that you actually left the music industry at that age and
Fame versus talent has Stephen A. Smith squandered his legacy.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. We're all trying to entertain the same people, right? It always baffles me. Now, these guys have been extremely successful. Rich Kleiman as an agent, Steve Stoute as a music executive and as a working in the advertising field, and then what he did with his distribution company, which I'll tell y'all a story about that later on. But it always baffles me when people get into the content game, right? Because they're in the content game. They're in the same game that me and Justin are in, right? And they start judging someone that's very successful in the content game because they don't like the content that they're doing, and they feel like they're doing it for clicks. But in the beginning of their journey, right, they come in with this holier than thou motto of what they're not gonna do. But by the time they are 5-6 years into doing it, they're pretty much doing the same shit that they was complaining and talking shit about what the other guy was doing. So Rich Kleiman, right, as successful as he is in being a manager, he's getting started in this. I guarantee you, if he wants to have some sort of success, he will be talking about things that will be just as sensationalized, or we can say, like, why did he do that? Because guess what? We're all trying to get the eyeballs of the same people. This is what people want to hear. This is what people want to be. This is the content they want. Unfortunately, this is what it is. You know, it's part of the game. So for you to come down on dude because he understands the game at a level that you guys are just now getting into, and then you're using his name in order for us to even watch what you're doing. We wouldn't even be talking about that interview. Me and Justin seen it. It was like, man, this is a great interview. It was doing third verse numbers. These dudes are two of the most influential guys in their field of what they do. But they're doing third verse numbers. Nobody would be talking about this interview if they didn't mention Stephen A. Smith's name. And for them mentioning his name, Stephen A. responded, which helps the podcast even that much more. And so you are in the game.
We have Stephen A.'s response right here. Let's take a look at it, some of it.
Were they saying that then? How many times do I have to tell y'all? You put it on us. Made a career for myself in sports, starting off as a reporter. Been a reporter over 20 years, a beat writer for over 10 years. Became one of 21 African-American columnists. A license to get my opinion and editorialize and all of this other stuff before YouTube, before podcasts, and all of that stuff came along. Were they saying that then? How many times do I have to tell y'all you got influencers and then you have journalists? I earned the right to give my opinion. I didn't just pop up and feed off of the changing times that basically implemented these outlets where you could give your opinion. Oh no, I had to do it where you had to climb the charts and get it done. In September, I'm being inducted into the Broadcast Hall of Fame. September 29th, I think that's the date. I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm on national TV every day. I have a radio show, national. I have a television show, national. Both top rated. I have a political show. I work my ass off for a living. I act on a soap opera. I own a production company where I'm producing content. I own my own studio. And I'm looking for fame. You have any idea how insulting that is?
I mean, if this was a different show, I'd give a 9-second applause to that response. What do you think?
He been here. Justin, he been here. So you gonna marginalize this man's success based on a year or two of comments that you don't like, that you don't agree with him politically because he's jumping off into that space. But Stephen A. been popping since like 2013, 14. He been that guy. What are we talking? They don't give us that type of money unless we have been exceptional for a long period of time, dog. He ain't Tom Brady. Right. Tom Brady hopped to the bread. And Tom Brady one of the GOATs. But he ain't one of these guys that he didn't play football. He didn't play basketball. This guy is talking. And he gets, for years, he sat in front of Skip Bayless defending LeBron for years. 4 years. LeBron, and like one thing he said about the son thing, LeBron approaching the man on the court. I thought that was flawed. All the people say something about you, bro, and your son. How many people say something about your son? You approaching him. That was a whole, and then how you did it. That was lame. And I love LeBron, but that was corny. So I'm just saying, all these people coming at dude and doing that, they trying to get clicks themselves. They trying to get people to watch what they doing. We all in the same game.
Well, I think I'll say this. I know it's tough watching people we love, idolize, a lot of times model ourselves after evolve. Like that can be a very challenging thing to watch from a fan standpoint, from, an apprentice standpoint. There's a lot of people's commentary and content that I loved who's very impactful on me personally that I watch them now. I'm like, it's just not the same. Bill Maher is one of those guys. I can't stomach Bill Maher. Like, there's nothing about Bill Maher's show that speaks to me at this point in my life. But, his I can't remember his original show, Politically Incorrect on ABC, and then Real Time, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, it was must-watch TV for me. Now, I don't know if he's necessarily changed his, and he has actually. What's happened, he hasn't changed his format, but what he's changed is, what it feels like it's changed is his point of view has evolved, and I just don't align with it. But that can be really tough. Like, I get people all the time who tell me, you used to do breakdowns all the time. Now you're not doing breakdowns, and for the same thing, for I guess a paralleled critique that Stephen A. is receiving right now, and I look at it the same way. Yeah, well, there was a time when I wasn't doing breakdown. I was doing radio before y'all even knew me. And this isn't too far away from it. And I understand that we all have things that we prefer or things that are favorite that we prefer the most or we like the most from the people we love the most. But if you listen to all the things that Stephen A. is doing, or if you really look at all the different other aspects that people still continue to put on, that means something too.
We have to learn how to disagree with people's certain positions that they take on certain things and not just say we just hate the person. Now, it's like if there's let's say if you just don't agree with nothing someone says, that's totally different. But we can all say that Stephen A. has said something that, as sports fans, that we can say that we agree with him on. It's just not all. It's some of his political takes that make people uncomfortable. And that's
he had a lot of sports takes too that make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the thing I agree with him on is he earned the right to do this.
There you go.
Like there's a group of us who've earned the right to share our opinion.
Yeah,
we've earned it, guys. I promise you, we've got more nuance than most of the people around here. Yeah, it's just it's not like I just turned on the camera and all of a sudden I have an opinion. And no, it's called 2 decades of research, 2 decades of published research, a lifetime of lived experience, and 2 decades of published research. Yeah, I can turn on the microphone and talk.
When I have conversations with Justin about politics outside of this forum, I listen intently. I got my homeboy Jonathan Davis in Florida. When he talks to me about politics, I listen intently because I know how tapped in these guys are, and how well read they are about the history and the subjects and the subject matter. So certain people that speak about it, I'll listen to and take their opinion into account. I'm not gonna get up here and just be talking and saying whatever because that's not my area, and I'm gonna get eviscerated if we get into I would never challenge Justin to a political duel so he can embarrass me in front of the great people of Third Verse. So I keep my mouth closed, and what I do is try to ask questions so that I can learn and grow as a human being, because there's a lot of things that I don't know. And I also realize that I am fortunate to live a certain kind of way, so certain things that impact everyone else may not impact me. So it impedes me, it stops me from having a true perspective about what I'm paying attention to. I say this to say that Steve Stoute and Rich Kleiman live a different life than most of the people that are watching that. I know this because I know how well they have done in their personal lives. So some of the things that they might not even like that Stephen A. Smith says, right? They only feel that way because of they're placating to a certain group of people in what they're doing. But they live their lives in a way, they go to the same restaurants that Stephen A. Smith go to, they stay at the same hotels. They're not flying Spirit Airlines, guys. They're not eating what you're eating. They're living a totally different life. And so they're more connected to what he's doing on a daily than what's going on. You hit a button, Justin. I can't hear nothing. Can you say something?
I mean, I put it on mute because there's a siren in the background.
Oh, okay. I was like,
You're cooking. You're cooking.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, they're more closely netted than together than you would think. You know, I have a Steve Stoute story if you
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we got it. I mean, the question is, do you have time? I could do this all day.
I got listen, check it out. So Steve Stoute, so much respect for him. I think the blueprint of how DJ called his company Fake Work, it came from Steve Stoute, the way Steve Stoute was maneuvering. So I learned a lot of my business practices through DJ. So Steve Stoute is the godfather of kind of like how we conduct business. Anyway, long story short, Steve Stoute got a distribution company that he started. I forgot the name of it. And NLE Chopper was distributing his music through.
Are you talking about United Masters?
Yes, United Masters. So NLE Chopper was distributing his music through that platform. At the time, I'm working with Cole Bennett at Lyrical Lemonade, and I think the song was Top Shot of Flow. I think it was like part 2 of it or whatever. It's one of his big records. We had did the one, and it went through the roof. And NLE Chopper got this amazing situation for himself. And so, long story short, they wanted another visual. So it was a conflict on how much Cole wanted to charge. Not because Cole was trying to charge more money, because he wanted to go out and buy a Corvette. Everything was going into the creative. And it's not like when these videos came out, Cole was going to cash out with these artists. That's not what was happening. And the labels were taking the money from the YouTube. People just thought Cole was just sitting over here like he dude got a bag, so Cole got that. No, Cole was all about the impact. He didn't care about the money. So this is the person that I'm representing on this conversation. So I'm talking to his mother, NLE Chopper's mom, and we're not really getting anywhere because she's trying to convince me that they cannot afford to pay. It was a small fee, bro. When I say small, it was under $30,000 for a video. And she's telling me that they can't afford it when I know they had just signed for like $9 million. I'm just being real. She put Steve Stoute on the phone. And he comes in hot. I don't know what had happened before he got on that phone call. He comes in hot thinking he's gonna talk to me like he's crazy. I was at the basketball court I was about to play basketball, and this dude came on that phone talking crazy. Boy, listen, hey Justin, listen, man. Let me tell you something, boy. Hey, listen. I got his ass right that day. I said, you listen to me. You know, I can't even get. I said, you listen to me, dog. I just seen you at the Golden State Warrior game sitting on the floor. You really trying to have an argument about me when I know you paid $40,000-$50,000 a ticket? And I'm asking you to give for my guy to get this little small fee so he can shoot the creative. We ain't asked you for none of the advance that y'all got off our back, off this platform. We ain't asked you for none of that. I was yelling at this man as if he was my son. I was cussing his ass the fuck out. I was going in. I was full stat at that day. I go to Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying? The Mandarin Oriental. I think they changed it. I forgot what the name of it now. With it. Lo and behold, I'm standing there. He comes and put his arms around me. I thought we about to fight because I was. Hey, listen. I called him everything but Steve. You understand? I called him everything but Steve because I couldn't say nothing to Chopper Mama. I'm not gonna disrespect his mama.
Right.
But Steve, I called him everything but Steve. He came and put his arm around me. He said, "Man, you know I love you," and I really respected Steve for that because I thought we could have been squabbling the way I was talking to that man. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was an incident. I definitely lost my cool. It's been 2 times. It was Steve, and I lost my cool on Puffy's assistant because Puffy's assistant he kept having his assistant call me like, You can't call me, nigga. You ain't nobody. I lost it, dog. You ain't so important where you can't call me on the phone. You think you special? I lost because I hate that honorary type stuff. Like you think you so important, you can't call me. No, man, forget you in the helicopter you rode over here on, dog. Don't give a damn about what you talking about. Who you think you is? You ain't nobody. You ain't better than me. You ain't nobody better than me. You know what I'm saying? So this is the 2 times where I just felt like I lost it. It was on Diddy's assistant, and it was on Steve Stoute. But Steve was cool and put his arm around me and said, "Man, I love you. It's all good." And he probably don't even know who I am in the lineup right now. He just know me as DJ's homeboy, but I lost it on that telephone.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You ready to take on some more super chats before we get into this this New York songwriters thing?
Absolutely.
All right, we did that one. Shout out to Ty Cutter. We got Ty. Ty Cutter became a member too. Now, I know that's your boy.
Right there.
I know that's your dog, but he's now super chatting. He's a member. He's one of the first super chats, and you still ain't give him a Stat Quo custom rap. It's the same. I understand, but does that same principle still apply? He's showing a lot of support. You made a whole video about how many people don't support and how all your friends you got that don't support and all these things. Ty Cutter is out here living.
I got to talk to the people real quick about this man right here, man.
Yeah.
I met Cutter at the gym in LA Fitness, man. Cutter from Alabama. We working out. He comes up to me. He quoting. I had a song called Problems. He quoting the rhyme. And from that day forward, man, me and this dude been thick as thieves. He never been a security guard in his life. I made him Diego's personal bodyguard. We went all around the world, me and this dude right here. Shenanigans were afoot. You understand me? Huh? We was wilding out there. Cutter though. That dude right there, when I tell you one of my supporters in what I do, you know what I'm saying? I got a small niche of people that really support me. He's one of them, man. And whenever we get on the phone, it's huge laughs. I can't wait till our platform really blows up because he's one of the most entertaining men on the planet Earth. He is hilarious, and I can't wait to him to eventually come join us just so you can, because he gonna have you crying laughing. That dude is so funny, man. He is so funny and an incredible producer. He did Tat It Up. I don't know if you know these songs, but these are some classic songs from back in the day in Atlanta that really blew up in the city and worldwide. He ain't just some dude that I'm cool with. He actually is a really amazing producer. So shout out to you, Cuddy. That's literally he like my family. So doing a rap for him, he want me to do an album. He don't want to rap. He's on me. I get texts from him regularly. The streets need it. The streets need you now. They need you, Quo.
We had a conversation about a third verse EP.
Here we go again. He wants an album. He's been trying to get me to rap forever. I can honestly say I'm his favorite rapper, or one of them. I'm up there on his list. That's my brother though. I love dude. And just like all my people will tell me when I'm wrong. My boy Johnny, I got my people that's in my life. The Woo people constantly let me know if I'm on the right track. Tell me if I'm off. Oh, nah, don't do that. I got my people hit me. Hey, yo, go to the right, move to the left. You know what I'm saying? If I'm centered, y'all doing good, y'all doing bad, get out of here. My boy Johnny, yo, move on, get out of that topic. I got a really great support system of people that rock with me, and my boy Phil in Arizona. So I got Rock. I got a good team around me, man. You got to have solid people.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Shout out to Ty Cutter. We got Ty Cutter right there.
Yes, sir.
It's funny, the people close to me have evolved quite a bit. You know what I mean? And there's people who, there's certain relationships that have always been there, they're really, really solid. But then when you're trying to grow, sometimes you have to, shed some skin. And sometimes that's just certain friend groups. There's a friend of mine, her name is Lillian Chavez, and we met at the Tucson Hip Hop Festival, I think is where we met, whatever. And that was in 2012, 13. She's an example of someone who's just been a rock solid friend you know, holding me, always giving me great advice, phenomenal perspective. Like, you know, she lives in another state, so we're not seeing each other every day, but she will hit me in a second and be like, I didn't like that one right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may want to think about this next time. You know what I mean? You need people like that in your life. So big shout out to Lils, because people like Lils, like Ty Cutter, like those are foundational people that nobody can, you know, replace, truthfully.
And everybody in the chat, man, like love your peoples, man. Like make sure you embrace your people, ingratiate them people that you trust into what you're doing. It makes for better. Whatever you're doing, it makes it better when you got your people there to give you that support and give you the right information. And I always say it's quality over quantity. You know, like, yeah, you might not have the most friends, but if you got a solid group of people around you, you doing well. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter that you can fill up a stadium full of people that you call your friends and your brothers and your family. It's about that you got a nice group of people that, you know, worst case scenario, they got your back to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? That's what, and I think having that will help people even get through the ups and downs of life. You know, like I think therapy is at an all-time high and people having to go because they don't have core people that will tell them what they don't want to hear, that love them enough to be like, yo, you're doing that because of this. I can see that. And how about you approach it this way? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, I've had friends call me out like, yo, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. And if you don't have anybody in your life that'll do that, then you need to reassess what's around you and maybe try to kind of ingratiate some of that type of energy into your world. Because nobody's perfect and we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And we all need to grow.
That's a good J. Cole song. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
What's your favorite J. Cole song?
Favorite J. Cole song? That's a tough question.
I tell you mine. Fold Clothes.
Yeah, that's the one. That was high up on my list. I like that one.
I love that song.
I want to fold clothes for you. I love that song.
Oh my God, that song. I love that song.
What is my favorite J. Cole song?
Oh, and then my second is Love Yours. Love Yours is
That's
incredible.
a good one too.
They're my two.
What is my favorite J. Cole song? I mean, KOD is my favorite album. I like ATM. I like ATM on there. I like a lot of joints on the KOD album. I actually really like Let Nas Down as just like an expression of vulnerability. It's the type of song you never really hear. You know, that I don't necessarily quote it. I don't necessarily rock with it like that. Like in terms of like, you know, I walk around in my head thinking about it a lot, but I'm always impressed by the statement that he makes on that. But honestly, right now, I would say my favorite Cole song is Safety. Like that is the song that has.
You've been on that song from the jump.
Dog, that song has survived. It has survived that album. All this other music I listen to all the time, all these other things that have dropped. Like Safety is a powerful song. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling after you move away and you got people back home hitting you up, filling you in on what's happening. Yeah, I went to Amsterdam. Got a call that the girl I was dating was pregnant from one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like when I listen to Safety, I think about moments like that in my life. You know, like, oh damn, that's crazy what's happening over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so right now it might be Safety, to be honest. I've been saying it's a top 10 J. Cole song the whole time. Like,
you don't like Runaway?
It's cool.
Runaway? What?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, look, J. Cole makes great music. And before people tell me I'm a J. Cole hater, before that starts right here.
Yes, bring in the props, Justin. Go get it.
Before that starts, here's a great book. It's called Raps of Resistance. Raps of Resistance is by Jeremy McCool and Earl Hopkins, two fantastic professors, and it's all about Cole, and it's all about Kendrick and their approach to rhyming. And I am quoted up and down. I was interviewed for this book. So I'm probably in about 20 pages of this book, really only speaking on Cole as someone from Carolina. I'm a huge Cole fan. You know what I'm saying? He's someone who is intrinsically tied to my life experience, right? To the point where authors will call me and ask me about Cole. Okay, so just because I don't like that song, necessarily, not that I don't like the song, but just because I don't necessarily describe things as glowingly all the time as probably other artists that I talk about. I just think Safety is one of those joints. Like Safety to me, it's an amazing song.
Wow. Yeah, Safety is hard, but them my three: Runaway, Fold Clothes number one, and then Love Yours. Them my three.
Word up.
Them my three.
Blue Slides 24. How do artists' music leak? Like the JIK Dr. Dre edition is out on the web, and there's tons of Kendrick leaked songs from different sessions where people have spreadsheets of different eras and tracks.
Well, people that work behind the scenes have copies of songs because they'll take them home and listen to them and make changes to them, and they're in group chats and they get it. And, some people are upset about certain things and they'll put it out. You know what I mean? It's just the way that's how it leaks. But the difference now that with the way streaming is, it's not even as effective anymore. It used to be super effective. When you leak the song, that would end up on somebody's mixtape, and that's how we consumed it. But now people generally consume through streaming. Them leaks really don't really shake the mainstream. It really don't do nothing.
Yeah. Man, this wasn't a leak, but Simba premiered a fire song last night on Culture United.
Oh, he's dope, though.
Yeah. You want to hear it? You want to hear the joint? It's him and young Chris from the Young Guns.
I heard that.
Okay. Yeah, it's dope. Anybody wants to hear it? It's out now on Culture United.
Yeah, shout out to Simba, shout out to young Chris. I heard it. Simba's incredible. I had a conversation with him. What I want for him is to really just tap into his audience. I mean, when you talked about it yesterday, if you can get 100,000 people, right, around the world that are essentially super fans of what you do, you can sustain a life in whatever you're doing, whether that's making content, whether that's rapping, whatever you're doing, whether you sell books, whatever you do. If you have 100,000 people that say, whenever they putting something out, we're gonna support it, you can pay your bills, and you don't have to change what you're doing. You can customize what you do to the people, to your audience, and I think people lose sight of that because we see these astronomical numbers where I got everybody think they're gonna be Mr. Beast, or everybody think they're gonna be Post Malone, Drake, or Kendrick Lamar. It's okay having that niche audience. It's okay selling out 2,000 seat arenas for your entire career and selling T-shirts to everybody that's in there and selling coffee cups and mugs. And every time you drop a project, 100,000 people go out and say, you know what? I know it's on the streaming services, but I'm going to buy it on iTunes just because we support you that much. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could be Olivia Dean and come with a smash and take yourself up out of there. But before she was Olivia Dean that everybody knew, she was building a core base of people that was like, yo, we rock with you, and we don't care if you have a hit record, or we don't care if you have your podcast has a super controversial moment where you are exploiting somebody or saying something and it goes viral. No, we love the content. Every time you guys drop, we're going to show up. We're going to support you. We're going to rock what you're doing. This is what I want to watch. And that's, people get caught up in trying to be like King Dingaling. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, chill out, man.
Where's that from? I feel like we grew up with that term. I feel like that's that
we
80s, 90s term. Where'd that come from?
Well, it refers to the male genitalia. I don't know where it came from.
I thought it was a quote from a movie. That's what I was saying. I wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was something maybe Eddie Murphy said on the side because I don't remember the origin of it. I just remember that that used to be one of those things.
Yeah, it rhymes with. It kind of rhymes with king. So
right.
Like,
no, I get it. I get it. Okay, well, we're on the same page with that. I thought you might have had more insight, but no.
No, well,
just the phallic nature of both of those two terms.
Well, the thing about I don't know too many names for my own genitalia. I try to focus on the ladies. I think their names is better than mine. You know what I'm saying? You know?
All right, next super chat. We have right here. That's actually a really good question right here from Blue Slides, though. Like, how do things leak? I think that's a fantastic one.
Thanks, Blue Slides. Shout out to you.
Man, Nick S coming through. 5 more memberships. Shout out to Nick S, man. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, Nick S, man. We appreciate you. Nick S is the best.
There you go. David Jones, 1212. From the first CU Stat was on to now, I've grown such an appreciation for your perspective is needed and has changed my own at times.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of like Justin has helped me with this, and especially my inner circle too. I know sometimes when I speak, me and Simba had an incident of how I deliver things, and it can come off the wrong way. But if I'm talking, I'm actually really trying to, because I care, and I'm speaking from that perspective because I want to enlighten and I want to help. And the things that I don't really know about, I try not to get up here and talk about. So y'all ain't heard me telling y'all how y'all should do y'all relationship. Me and Justin ain't even covered the Meg Thee Stallion thing. We ain't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I personally felt like it ain't our business what's going on with that girl's relationship. We didn't even talk about it, and everybody talked about it. So it's like I try to just get up here and tell y'all how I feel about certain things, and sometimes it might come off in a way that you might not like it, but give me the opportunity and let me grow. Get in the chat, engage. I can see it. Tell me how you feel, because that helps me grow and be a better man. I just want to be a better person. I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to know everything, and it's a lot of stuff I don't know. When Justin starts talking about politics and that when we talked about Erica Kirk the other day, I didn't know she cried all the time. I just saw a woman crying, and I felt empathy because the woman was crying. So I don't be knowing what's going on. That's not my zone. So, and people that love me, that know me, I just, they know I'm speaking from a place of just trying to grow and learn. So I'm not a finished product. I appreciate you for rocking with me and giving me that grace to grow and learn from what I'm doing. Because I'm going to say some stuff y'all not going to agree with. But why would you want to sit and listen to someone that agree with everything you said all the time? That is lame. That is boring. Nobody want to hear that. The reason why me and Justin work is because we disagree on a lot of stuff. But we understand that we still can be friends and disagree. Me and DJ been friends for years. Our whole existence is arguing about something that he says. He texts me and I say idiot quick. I text him. He say, "Oh, you a bird," because he says I'm Mr. Croto. So it's like that's what it is. But that don't mean we can't come together and learn. Because I've learned so much from DJ. I've learned so much from Justin way before we even thought we were going to do a podcast together. This guy, we was on the phone, I know, for 4 hours one day, and he was trying to convince me that Lupe Fiasco is the greatest rapper of all time. It was 4 hours. He broke down songs. I was in a grocery store. I could not get this guy off the phone. He was going to convince me. And guess what? From that conversation, I actually have done a deep dive and have a greater appreciation for Lupe. Because I really wasn't hip to it, honestly. I just was on kick push. And I met Lupe because he was in a 10-year relationship with one of my near dear friends. Yeah, I said it live on the thing. Okay, yeah. As a matter of fact, she did this painting behind me. Okay, Lupe know. Because when he was painting and all that was with my homie. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, so I met him during that time period. A really awesome guy. And I got into his catalog, and yes, he's one of the greatest guys to ever touch a microphone. And shame on me for not knowing that. It was Justin that got me to open up my black eyes to see that. So when he says Lupe is great, yes, I think it should be, give me 2 seconds for that.
2-second applause. Wait.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. Justin did that. He did that. So now when I hear Lupe, I'm like, yo, dude's nice. He's nice.
Yeah. That's what's up. I mean, look, we've been friends for a long time, man. Long time.
Yes. Justin been calling me.
You were the first person when I moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell the story about interviewing Snoop in the Bubbles room and certain things that happened in the beginning that just really opened my eyes to where I was at that time. Meeting you, playing basketball, I called everybody back home. I was like, yo. Who was Stat Quo?
I never would have guessed that.
I called everybody. I called all my friends. I was like, I'm with Stat Quo right now.
Really?
Be cool, ice cold.
Dog, you had the incredible poker face, dog. I never would have thought that.
Oh man, no. I mean, like I said, man, you represented so much to us. When it announced that you would sign, the whole region, all of us were like, "Yo, this is the next one. This is gonna be crazy. He's gonna take us to a whole nother coast. He's gonna be on Dre Beats. You know what I mean? Like, it meant we were personally tied to your success. We're excited for you. You know, your support system was probably much louder than you could hear or even realize. You know, and especially with not having social media really at that point in time. But all of us were like, problems. Oh my God. I mean, it was just like, it was one of those things. And so all my homies were like, dog, you doing it, dog. I can't believe you actually made it all happen. You know, they all saw me sitting in this little room writing articles that nobody was reading.
And Justin, and you still, to this day, I mean, you know, me and Adam talked about it. I haven't really done too many interviews.
Right.
Like, I mean, yours and Adam 22 are probably the only interviews post my career that I have done.
Yeah, and that was huge for us. That was huge for us at DX. Like, you came and sat down. Like, the fact that you...
That was actually revolutionary because people wasn't doing video interviews like that. You was one of the first guys to do that.
You turn the kid with the audience, with the staff behind us. Everybody was doing the step and repeat.
Yes.
That was the first one. That changed the whole landscape on that.
Yeah, that was one of the. That was like. So I really only did a couple of interviews. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Because Vlad had been asking me forever. I don't even know if should I go on Vlad? Is that a good look for us? Tell us in the chat. Should I do Vlad? They're gonna say hell no.
Tell us in the chat.
Should I do DJ Vlad's platform? Because the time's gonna come. I love Vlad, so that's my dog. So once he gets wind that I'm talking, because he's asked me for years.
For a long time.
We go way back. I think Vlad did a mixtape for me. Like he hosted one of my mixtapes, DJ Vlad Stat Quo mixtape. I think it's somewhere out there.
You know, Vlad has been real impactful on my career in a couple of ways. One, when I took over Hip Hop DX, we did about a month. I was working for a month with the leadership and and following Jake Payne around to understand how to be editor-in-chief. So we went through his whole content strategy for like 6 weeks without the staff knowing, without anybody knowing. Right, so we put all of this effort into what the new approach, the new strategy was going to be. Then we announced to the team that I was editor-in-chief, and we rolled out the plan. Right, everything is set. Then that night, we go to dinner with DJ Vlad. It was me, Tommy, the CEO, Michael, the COO, Vlad, and we go sit down with DJ Vlad, and Vlad starts telling us how he's making all this money in video, and how this is where everything is going. And Tommy, the CEO, after that dinner, turned around and looked at me and said, "Just, you got to figure out video." So that whole 6 weeks was basically thrown out the window because of this conversation with Vlad. And it was actually the most important, probably, conversation that I had in terms of the direction my life would take after that. You know what I mean? So I always appreciate that conversation.
I think this situation with Vlad that he's having with the content people is it's very interesting. Because it's crazy how it has shifted where now you get paid to do an interview. I didn't come from that era. Like we would go to promote something on the platform. Now the platform is having people come on to up the platform, you know, in Vlad's case. And everybody wants to get paid this amount of money. I think when you are running a business, this is my take on it. When you're running a business, you have certain costs that come along with it, but you also have benefits that come along with running that business as well. So I may have compromised with Boosie, if I was Vlad, if I was in that position, because of how important he has been to the overall growth of the channel. You know, if you go on some of these pages, Justin will tell you, these people have all these followers, but when they put a video up, nobody's actually watching it. So if I got 20 million followers, 100 million followers, and then when I put a video up, 10,000 people watch it, that's not really a good ratio on the people that subscribe to the channel. So when somebody like Vlad, who has millions of subscribers, but then Boosie put up a video, he's doing 6-7 million, that's a good ratio for what's going on. Like, y'all might look at third verse, like we put out something and we do 4,000 or 2,500 or 3,000. Oh, we got 6,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So that means half of the people that are subscribed to us are actually still tuning. That's incredible engagement. So I think Vlad, for the overall health of what he's building and what he has built, I think it would have been smart, in my opinion. I love Vlad. I think it would have been smart for him to just fold in that time and just gave Boosie what he wanted, and then decided to pull back as far as doing business with Boosie if he didn't want to, because now it's an avalanche of people discussing what he's paying them to be doing these things, and now it's a whole other thing, and now it's turning into me having to ask our chat here to say, hey, should I go on? And I'm looking at no tomatoes, get paid, don't go on there, you know what I'm saying? Whereas it might have been, nah, go on there and promote the third verse, like this gonna make y'all bigger. But now it's like, hell no, don't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think he might have could have played that a lot differently, in my opinion.
And it's a streak now, and I think, I don't know. I mean, Vlad has conquered so many different albatrosses for one reason or another, in one way or another. You know, not somebody I guess I have confidence in counting out, and so he has been able to pivot with different reoccurring guests for a very long time, and it's just another one of those moments. And I'm pretty sure that's how he sees it. You know, when I listen to the things that people are saying, when I'm, you know, whether it's Godfrey or Aries Speeds or Boosie or whatever, Lord Jamar, a lot of these people, whenever they're explaining their beef with Vlad, whatever their main issue is whatever that is. But somewhere in there, they always talk about how they thought Vlad was their friend. And that to me is the thing that sticks the most, you know. So I'm not sure of the nature and the details of these things, because honestly, I don't follow those storylines that closely. Like, I might catch a clip of Godfrey explaining it. I definitely watched this Aries thing. I haven't seen Vlad's response yet. And I saw everyone else in media seem to support Vlad on this. I saw Wayno say that Aries played himself. I saw Joe Budden say the same thing. What's he really, I mean, he's talking about showing up, sitting down, doing interviews, recurring and getting a couple $1,000s, and he wanted some more money. And I think that ultimately speaks to how hard it is out here on a content creator. That's really what this economy looks like. We were just talking about these channels that have millions of subs and they're getting a couple of thousands of views on videos. You know, it's just that kind of era. And if you extrapolate that outside of just what's happening in the online space, that's what the real world outside looks like too. And so perhaps this might not be the right time to have that conversation or the way that conversation happened, but I'm not seeing as many people run to Aries' defense as I'm used to when it comes to people who get frustrated with Vlad. And I think that says something too.
Well, Aries, that one video that he had that was very inappropriate makes us not want to defend him. As funny as he is, I think he's hilarious, but that video was very inappropriate. So kind of like, we're not really gonna defend you. And then, you know, and honestly, with like, as I've spoken this ad nauseum. I mean, you know, I think Boosie is an amazing artist. He's made some great music, but he got some stains on his name. He's not an angel either floating around here. So he's talking about somebody taking advantage of him, and hey, bro, you have done some things in your life that's far worse than Vlad not giving you an extra 5 Gs. So I'm not running to his defense either. You know what I mean? So I don't know about Godfrey. I don't like what Lord Jamar had to say about Eminem. So as much as I am a brand Nubian fan, but you know, when you start talking about Marshall, I have a problem with that. Yeah. So, but this idea, it's so crazy how emotional men are, right? Oh, I thought he was my friend. Like, yo, what's going on? Remember I told you, we said coming around, and I'm like, yo, you're not my friend. Now you was like, I know you're like, I thought we were friends. I'm like, you're not my friend. We're friends now.
Right.
But I straight up told you that to your face, like, no, I don't play that. DJ's my friend. Like, I don't just be calling people they're my friend. Like that. No, we're not friends because we know each other, because you know my name or I know your name, or we sat and we laugh and joke. No, friendship comes from being uncomfortable together, having uncomfortable conversations, Friends don't come out of comfort. Friends come out of distress.
Right.
That's how you know you got a friend. So these people thought y'all was friends when it was all good. Now it's not good. Now you thought y'all ain't friends. No, friends go through tough times and stay together. They don't separate. When they like, I thought she loved me, she left me, or I thought he loved me, he left me. He didn't love you or she didn't love you, because if she loved you, she would still be there. That ain't love. Love is discomfort. Love ain't comfortable. Friends ain't comfortable. Oh yeah, man. It's easy to be friends on an island where you got pina coladas coming to you and beautiful women dancing, frolicking around. Like, it's easy to be friends when the sun's outside. Let's be friends during COVID. It's cold and can't nobody go get nothing to eat. Who your friend is?
Shout out to K-Way for real. He says, Reason is very talented, but like a lot of people, it seems like he created a storm without an umbrella. Emotion is never good for strategy.
Hello?
No. That's me. Hold on.
Hello? Oh, that's 200. Pick it up. That's 200. Justin, that's 200. Justin, get it. That's 200 million. That's our 200.
It actually might be. I mean, I don't know if it's like, it might be. It's in that direction. I'll say that.
Anyone in the chat, if 200 call y'all today, make sure you hit me and Justin up. Y'all on our socials or something. Let us know. Bring us into the conversation, because 200. We need 200 on our line as well. We looking for 200. You understand me? My boy, 200.
I feel where K-Way's coming from. That is still a very interesting way to get out of a deal, you know. Like, and all things considered, I know that Reason was on a different kind of time than Top Dog. That's still one of the most interesting stories I've ever seen in terms of how you get out of a deal. And to me, that's a great example of doing what you got to do to get what you want, you know. And I like the new music. I like the music Reason puts out. I wish him the best. And last night was a fire conversation, because he was definitely holding it down against Dwan B, who was hyper critical of Jay-Z and what Hov has contributed, and also what he hasn't contributed last night during the conversation. We got Jeremy McCall. In most cases, Stat's attitude is, fuck a bitch. My only attitude is getting head and fuck a bitch. But you was different. Thought we shared a covenant. Even held your hand in public. We suffering because of this. Shawty on some whole other shit. I love that shit. I love that song. Yeah. That's a crazy verse.
Yeah, I was. I
should have fed you piss.
Oh man, giving the best of me, I should have fed you piss.
Yeah, that's a crazy line.
Crazy line. So true. Yeah, it's a love, man. It's an emotional thing. Connecting with somebody and then going through that heartache. Like men, I don't think women understand what men go through. Like, when men in the relationship with somebody that they have actually cared about, we do all these things to try to get our mind off of it, and we go mess around with all these other women. But then we'll look up like 10 months down the road, we don't truly get over the person that we was with. That happened to me like back when I was like super young and stuff. You know, when you start just recognizing, because you spend your whole life being this, I'm a man, I'm not emotional, I'm not da. And you realize you're a super emotional creature, because the violence, the arguing, the testosterone, it all stems from being emotional about something, getting angry. Like, even these conversations we have when people get upset and you go back at them and stuff, that's all not having the emotional intelligence to really gather yourself and approach it correctly. And then, like I say, understand perspective. So when I wrote that verse, I was definitely emotional about some relationships. You know what I mean?
I asked myself, I mean, that's a very interesting way you end it, considering that is how you describe it. Because the last line is, I asked myself, do I love these hoes? Nope.
That's called denial.
Word up.
That's called denial. You know? Does the addict admit that he's addicted?
What movie is that? Because I'm a crackhead. What movie was that? Because I'm a with Samuel. Who's that? Is that Samuel L. Jackson? Because I'm a crackhead. Which one is that? Is that oh my God, what is that? Jungle Fever? Is that Jungle Fever?
Maybe so.
I think it was Jungle.
Because I think he was.
Crack. He invented it. But yeah. Shout out to Jeremy. Can't wait for real again. I need more adult hip hop. Where the fuck are the artists with normal lives, knee pain, a job, dodging lust, aging parents, and have a hard time finding clothes in the skinny jean society? I'm projecting.
Can't wait. You know where they are?
I'm projecting.
You know where they are? They're looking at the things that are that's successful in the marketplace, and they're catering their music to that so that they can pay their bills and sustain themselves. They would love to talk about those things. They would love to have songs talk about growing old and how it feels to turn from 29 to 30 or 25 to 26 or 39 to 40 or 49 to 50. But generally, the public is not ingratiating, is not rocking with that. No one has figured out a way to take that type of stuff and make it interesting enough to where we just lock in. You know what I'm saying? The only people that we lock into that are older are people that we already are familiar with their story. But when you seen an artist that was 39 years old come out of nowhere talking about turning 40 and they start doing stadiums from that album, that just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? There's a history with it. Like we talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's like in his mid 50s now, almost 60 years old. And we're actually still having conversations about what he's doing. And I just want to say this too, because it's almost done, but on Culture Unite last night, I forgot the dude's name. He compared Jay-Z and said Jay-Z was Elvis.
Dwan B.
I want to tell him respectfully, sir, I totally disagree. You can never describe, especially someone of his age, you should not compare him to a colonizer, if you will. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that Jay-Z has done to the culture that will equate to white supremacy. So I don't think you should be. Everything Jay-Z has done to the culture is a result of white supremacy and his ability to survive through it. So, yes, he might have some survivor's guilt from some of the things he did and participating in certain activities of why we were interested in him in the first place. But all these activities were done as a result of people like Elvis. So I think you should slow down, especially on something as we're on Culture United. So you ain't just anywhere saying that type of shit. You tripping. And you right, Justin. Had I been on there,
it would have been a different experience.
Like, yo, are you crazy? You really trying to compare Jay-Z to a white man? Jay-Z ain't never done nothing. He ain't never done nothing comparable to what no white man did. Especially Elvis. Had that girl making them peanut butter and them banana sandwiches down there, dog. Hey, man, listen, don't you ever put none of us in there. They got a head start. Now, some of these new white folks, these young ones, hey, some of them ain't participating in it. It's a different time. But let me tell you something. Elvis was old enough to know he was full into it, separate bathrooms and all. Nigga wasn't. That was their name back then. It was nigger. Like that was the name back then. So like it was. Don't do that. So, not to get deep, I just want to say that.
I think this is a new super chat right here.
Look at you.
Sin, survival, and negativity. In response to K-Way, check out Atmosphere, MERS, Illogic, Blueprint, Sleep from Old Dominion, Common Market, IDK, Blue Scholars, Brother Ali, Jean Grey, etc. Not mainstream, but worth attention. I put Buddy on that list. I put Homeboy Sandman on that list. I got who's over my head? Blue. I put him on that list. Lupe.
What about Marco? Marco, what's the dude?
Marco Plus. Definitely Marco Plus. Yeah. I put Marco Polo too. He's a great producer. I put both of them on there.
Them guys you just with the Miami Vice cover, that's a good project.
Yeah, at A$AP Rock and Homeboy Sandman. Love that project. That project's so good. Miami Lights season 4 out now. Crazy. One of my favorite projects this year. That the Buddy project. I like this Kalani project a lot. I've been listening to that this week.
R&B bag?
Yeah, it feels like the R&B I like. You know, I won't say I like it. It's the R&B I grew up on. It feels like, you know, 90s hip hop R&B, like that fusion of it in a great way. And the features are awesome.
I'm happy for her, man. It seemed like it was a time where she was like having some emotional issues and things were going on. I'm happy that she's achieving her success, man. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Kalani, man. Go support her project. Very nice person, man.
Yeah, definitely. K-Way for real again says, Stephen A. Smith and Steve Stoute are the same type of motherfucker. It's the tissue shit arguing with the boxer streaks. It's like tissue shit arguing with the boxer streaks.
Well, I mean, I think,
funny.
we're all humans. We just have different situations that we've been through and different perspectives. We can all agree to disagree. These are two black men. I can say that Steve Stoute and Stephen A. Smith have been very successful. I'm not here to trash either one of them. I ain't really on that. I want them all to flourish and be successful. Have they both said things? I just told you what me and Steve Stoute was yelling at each other on the top of our lungs, and I had no emotional control of myself at that moment. But we were able to come together and be cool. So we can all disagree, but can we agree to disagree and move on and try to move forward and understand each other? That's what it is. So I employ all you guys in the chat and ladies in the chat to do that. When you disagree with somebody, why are they saying that? Where did they come from? What did they go through? Why are they experiencing that? Why are they talking like that? That'll give you a different side of it. It's
commiseration. Commiseration's a deeper level of relating to someone or understanding where someone's coming from. It's actually feeling. Putting yourself in positions where you can feel the emotions that they're feeling and you get closer to what prompted them to make the action in the first place.
He's smart, mama. He's smart. That what the ladies say when they meet Justin. They be like, he's so smart. He know what he talking about. I don't even know how to say that. Commiseration.
Man.
Commiseration.
That's you ever have those moments where you learn a new word? You're like, oh, I've been looking for a word for that. like sometimes, oh, that's the word for the thing. Like commiseration was one of those words. I was looking for something. I was like, what's a deeper way to say like I understand, I relate to where you're coming from? Like
never heard it in my life.
Oh man. Well, now you got it.
Yeah,
now you got it. Edified.
Hang on. Commiseration. Okay.
Yeah. Edified. Look at that. Shout out to Will Thompson Fargo. He says, I mixed my Stat Super Chat rap into an intro to a song I just dropped. Went to the studio with my friend Jant Zonia last night at Post Culture United and reminisced on 2 years ago. Finished 2 songs. Links in Twitter right now. You want to hear a song? You want to hear a song with your drop?
Let's go.
Let's pull it up. Let's go here. Let's hear Will Thompson's joint. Let's see where it's at.
My boy Will. Let me put the beats on for my boy Will. Hold on now.
Yeah,
let me get it right. Get the beats on.
Yeah, here it is right here. Let's see.
You gotta listen to music with the beats. You gotta have a conversation with the Apple joints. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta feel the energy. All right. So,
well, we got that Dr. Dre bass in there.
Hey, listen.
Okay. Let me get this up. So here we go. Share screen. Will Thompson. Share. Is it on the screen? No, it's not. Now it is. Here's the link. Will Thompson. All right, so this is Bodies for the Burner.
He did a video?
And no, it's a SoundCloud.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Bodies for the Burner. Let's check it out.
Posthumous bets.
Right.
Your new name is Wells Fargo. Huh? You bought that bank, boy. Wells Fargo. You understand me, huh?
That was fun. We got Will Thompson Fargo, new member.
Oh, my goodness. As far as I go, I'm Will Thompson Fargo, and I go to Wells Fargo to get my dough. So Will Thompson Fargo, we keep it low. And you ain't a hoe, you Wells Fargo. And
Shout out to Bruce. Oh, my man, Rory Basin, man. Rory Basin. I got to tell the story.
Tell the story.
I got to tell you. I need a prop. He can freestyle about
bodies for the burner, crematories on one. Been the traffic of moving bodies to Nebraska and the sun. White four-door with a roller in the back, cause the bodies for the burner, they get heavy where we're at. Lincoln FKX, it's a ghost in the front. Used to lead the living families to the funeral spot. Whipping in the hearse, it's 100 for the gun. Navigators sprinting labs, call it buses on the run. Chemicals stacked in the back by the cooler, cause the bodies we preserve them for the families, not the ruler. Urns left and right, got the casket down the hall. If you pay the ransom price, it'd be addressed like Ferris Bueller. Come the fall, yeah, the leaves in the cemetery drop. It's a fire hazard, yeah, if the burner gets too full. Deer in the streets cause the mausoleum locked, and the burner in the back running twice to burn them all. This their spot where we had stolen like we did the natives. Turtle Island ransack, we gon' pay the price for hating. Must we tell the truth, circle Wapaton on map. If we don't, they gon' rezone it for industrial. Back. Bodies for the burner, crematories on one. Been the traffic of moving bodies to Nebraska and the sun. White four-door with a roller in the back, cause the bodies for the burner, they get heavy where we're at. Have you ever seen a body 150 North Dakota ton? Talking cirrhosis of the brain, man, he must have been fun. You'd think that burner struggle burning all that mass, but the traffic's what's most difficult. I pray we don't crash. Whistle box for the bodies that they're flying in the air. Paperwork better check out when you ask who you got there. Barrel in the back, yeah, she haunted me for fun, cause the bodies for Scott's Bluff, I don't know if they gon' burn it, but the smoke for the stack like a nun in Vatican. Rossellini for the Oscar, I saw enough in 7. To know which body for the burning, never reaching heaven. There's plenty per the gates, rapping perennialism. Bodies for the burn, it's in fact cause the land is too expensive. Tombstone desert, everybody burning. And when we all done, clean the bodies out the air. Keep the dead out of lungs, man, there's trees, they really care. They care, they care. Bodies for the burner, crematories on one. Been the traffic of moving bodies to Nebraska and the sun. White four-door with a roller in the back, cause the bodies for the burner, they get heavy where we're at. Where we're at. Where we're at.
Huh? Our original plan was to stay down in Fargo, but since they shut down, we decided to help our neighbors.
I feel like when it's just me up here by myself, I feel like Colin Cowherd. When he just sits and talks for himself for hours, I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
And some of them will even cross state lines to do it. If Moorhead's gone, then basically we let our brother down or our
Here's
sister
a little moderator discretion here. Senator Gravel, that's a weighty charge. Who on this stage exactly tonight worries you so much?
Well, I would say the top tier ones. The top tier ones. They've made statements.
Okay, so let me give a real critique. Give you some things. I do enjoy the cinematic nature of the record, especially at the end with the way you incorporated the commentary from other things. That's like real cinematic, so you can keep the interest. I think the rhythm of it at some points it goes off the beat a little bit too much. That's something you could work on. I do enjoy it kind of feels Kill Billish to me. The sound of it sounds like it would be on the soundtrack of Kill Bill. So if you lock in on Pocket, I think that's something you should work on going forward. And how you get your pocket better is literally sitting at your table or sitting somewhere whenever a beat come on, just start tapping or snapping to it by yourself. This will help you with your pocket. And if you really want to take it to another level, do some dance classes because it'll help you with your rhythm. Or if you don't want to do any of that, start jumping rope and start jumping with rhythm. And you know what I'm saying? That'll help you with your pocket and your bounce. So that way when you land your flows or what you write, you'll land in the groove of the beat. I think that's something you could work on. Because a lot of times you hear these MCs and they go off the beat, but they got so crazy pocket that they'll land in a place where you're like, oh shit, and that just instantly bring the listener right back into it. But if you're not landing in there, you'll start to drift off, and then you'll lose focus on what the artist is doing. So keep doing your thing, Mr. Will Fargo. You know what I'm saying? Keep putting it down. Keep working, man.
Yo, that is actually really nuanced advice that I'm not sure I've heard anybody give that type of feedback. Right. I've heard people describe how, like, yeah, you got to find your pocket, you got to find your rhythm. I don't think I've been in a conversation with someone who was able to tell them how to do that. Rhythm jumping, sitting around snapping, you know what I mean? Like I only hear the third verse. That's why you go to the third verse. You can tell this guy's is an executive. He graduated from the Dr. Dre school and everything.
Exactly. I have learned from the very best of how to do this thing, and and if you listen, you can learn something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Shout out to Will. I was about to say Wells Fargo. Will's Fargo. Halfway in the middle. Will Thompson Fargo. Seed these days. MTG, Meet the Grams, did the most brilliant thing and stepped on all of Family Matters momentum. Yeah, that was my favorite part about that. I mean, that's going to be a night that everybody remembers. Where were you that night when he stepped on? Who were you talking to right before it dropped?
Which one? Meet the Grams?
Yeah.
Top Dog.
So you're on the phone with him right before it dropped?
Yes.
Like minutes before?
Yes, I was on the phone with him. I called him about push-ups. He thought I was calling him about Meet the Grams. Or family, whatever that was. Family Matters. I called him about Family Matters. He thought I was calling him about Meet the Grams.
Wow.
He said, "You ain't heard it?" I'm like, "Nah." I hung up. I'm like, "Dog, hold on." And I went to listen to it, and I called him back. We was laughing like a motherfucker.
That's crazy.
He said, "Dog, wait till tomorrow, dog. Yeah. Wait till tomorrow." Like I said, I'm sitting at the jacuzzi.
Amazing day.
Man, well, listen, Justin will sit up here for 10 hours with y'all. I need to go work out. I need to, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well let's check some of the bigger ones real quick. We got Tamia Peach right here. Stat realizing I enjoy your perspective even when I disagree, and liking your energy these days. Still iffy on political chats because it's too deep to play with right now, but looking back in a 3V heart. Looking back at a W3V heart. Thanks for showing up each week.
I appreciate you so much. I'm just trying to grow. I'm not playing with it. I do take it seriously. I know other people do too. I try to bring some levity to it and try to kind of bring it down a notch because I just see people arguing and fighting. It's like religion. People get so upset, and I try to bring some fun and some humor to it. And I guess maybe sometimes I'm out of pocket for trying to do that. But hey, I just want people to get along. You know, life is hard enough. When people be like, "Yeah, karma gonna get you," man, karma getting us all. We all gonna be somewhere laid up dying. We can't avoid it. Like your life is gonna be to a place where you're gonna be hurting. Everybody's gonna experience pain. So while we all standing up straight, when y'all come over here, I just wanted y'all to have a good time. And I appreciate everybody that rocks with us. I really do, man. Like, this is dope. I'm living out my dream. You know, I've been talking my whole life. And like now the fact that I get to do this, I'm having so much fun. Like anybody that know me know I love to talk, man. So like me and Justin have when we get off of this, we're gonna get on the phone and probably talk for a whole nother hour about the 3 hours that we just talked.
Yep. And then we'll tap in 3-4 more times throughout the day.
Exactly.
Here's an update on this CTR right here.
This is what we do.
Oh, we found the click-through rate finally worked. Okay, this one, it's gonna be, especially tomorrow when we look at how this one performed too. So. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to K-Way again. So K-Way says, George Clinton, one of the fathers of funk, gave Dot hella flowers. Dot has gotten high praise from the likes of Prince, Quincy Jones, Stevie Wonder. Did I say this already?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay, let's see if there's another.
It was somebody with 25. He didn't say theirs. It was green.
Let's see.
It was early on. I'm like, man, we got to give them some props, man. They put 25 up there. I had never seen that. If somebody said 50, somebody gave us a 50 today.
Where? I don't see 50.
Keep looking. I seen it. You know, listen. That's one thing I'm gonna see is some money.
I see it right here. I don't see it, but let's see. I don't think I see. Oh well, we got a new member. You got a new member. You got some raps you got to do. Stat. You owe some people some raps. To be honest.
Who is this? What does that say?
This is Crowd K. They're a YouTube member.
Crowd K.
Everybody gets a rap. You know, we can't. We set the standard already.
You don't want to play when you messing with Crowd K. Say what you want to say, but just don't play with Crowd K. Don't get in their way because they slay. And they don't play. It's Crowd K.
Shout out to Crowd Game. This is For Lil C. For Lil C has this is our first one too. I don't know how you're gonna pay these back. I know you're tired.
Where you want to be, right here with me, or right around the corner with my piece, 4 Lil C. The 4 Lil C come from the tree of the Stanley B and the JUSTINHUNT. You know what I mean? Boom. I'm trying to catch the rhyme. I'm like, oh, let's get to the T and Hunt. And then we can go back.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, I think this is what you're talking about. First of all, it's a new one, so you got to get your freestyle off.
Oh goodness, here we go. Who is this? What's the question they had?
Dot predicted his angle on Euphoria and was ready. There was no mole. That's just mind games. So there's no question. They just wanted to share their thoughts.
Oh, okay. I mean, the thing about a verse that you're interpreting from someone else, we don't know what that person is doing unless that person comes out and tells us. We can make assumptions, we can guess, but do we really know what Dot was doing? Or maybe you just assume or saying that he's doing that because that's what you think. Maybe you talk to him. I don't know. He don't talk to too many people. He's a very elusive guy. I know this personally.
Yeah, I think he had to have a mole. The mind game stuff gets very specific by the time you get to Meet the Grams and by the time you get to Not Like Us, right? So, in my mind, he definitely had a shell of a lot of these songs and went and filled in stuff that made it seem like, how do you record this that fast? Like, he had the Meet the Grams shell, and then the song starts with, hey, Aubrey, sorry I had to crash your party or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Like Us, it's like, you still talking about slaves, huh? You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the kind of thing. Even though I feel like Not Like Us was probably written pretty quickly. But you said that Top said, wait till tomorrow. So that sounds like he had that one ready to go already. Let's see if there's anything here at the end. And let's see. Will says thank you for the feedback. To me, it says that was locking back in with the third verse. Thank you to me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, anybody that has not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and like the conversation, please.
We have to do a much better job of that. We have to do a much better job of resetting the room. I forget. I'm not good at that on my own channel, to be honest.
Yeah, like please subscribe. A lot of y'all, we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate it. Much love.
I think we've gotten most of the super chats, to be honest, and I don't see any new people right now. Let's see. Let me make sure you're not in debt for the next Third Verse Thursday over here. Let's see.
I'm glad y'all ain't around me right now because I am sweating profusely.
Did you actually give a freestyle to Solon?
I did that before.
The other week? Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, Solon been here. I just remember that because it was a hair salon. Solon hair salon. I was just
Okay. I think that's actually it. I think we're actually pretty good overall.
Make sure you guys join us Tuesday at 7 a.m. for our next episode. We're here Thursday at 7 a.m. for the morning show.
We have a good time over here.
Exactly. It's just a little bit more animated.
Put the trophies in the chat if you guys have a good time rocking with us on the morning show.
We appreciate y'all.
A lot looser. All kinds of jokes.
Yes. It's
Stat got a 10 a.m. curfew if you can't tell. He's been consistent.
Well, it's because I want to go work out. And plus, listen, I'm sweating. And I have on a black t-shirt right here, but I mean, it's really wet under my armpits right now. Sweating. I want to go, give him a little, you know what I'm saying? Something to eat. I've been fasting, so I have not eaten since 10 o'clock yesterday. So I want to eat some food, I'm just, not to rush you guys, but I am a little hungry. I got to try to make some business. The first is tomorrow, rent due, you know what I mean? So it's just gotta pay the mortgage, you gotta pay the stuff. Everybody gotta get their money. Gotta pay the people the third first, you know what I mean? We gotta get some, get it going.
Word up. Any last words you want to leave with people?
Thank you all. Like, add, subscribe. We appreciate you. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Please support Culture United, which I know y'all do. I'm going to be on next week. I'll be back probably saying some stuff, and then L going off on me or something, or BK telling me I'm stupid. So, yeah, make sure y'all tune in. Like I said, Tuesday, 7 a.m., Thursday, 7 a.m. We be off sometimes, but we'll be right there for you. Please keep watching the content, and everybody that works with us on our team. We appreciate everybody that have worked with us and they continue to work with us. We love y'all. We couldn't do it without y'all. We're going to keep doing it. And we here for the long. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going nowhere.
Word up. Peace.
Peace.
Whatever you wanna know, whoever you wanna see, the place you all need to be, the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free. Whatever you wanna know, whoever you wanna see, the place you all need to be, the place you can't leave, the seed that plants seeds, the place you allowed to talk free.